Oh, my bad. Oh, my bad, everybody. I was looking at the live through IG. What's going on, everybody? Man, you know, this is a Just As a News podcast. We tune into every Thursday for all your basketball needs, not just locally, but nationally, and the NBA and the WNBA. So, you know what I mean? With that being said, we're going to hop right into it. I got my co-host in the background. You know what I mean? Went to the gym, hopped on a live, to hop on, to hop on a live, to hop off the live, to hop in the shower, to hop on a live, man. Harsh recommended sports and show business. One and only Naj and Wilkins. What's going on, brother?
What up, brother? How you doing, man? Forgive my tardiness, brother. Forgive my tardiness. I'm busy.
Hey, man, you know what I'm
I'm
saying?
here,
I
bro.
appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. You don't want to come on. You don't want to come in from the gym and be super musty, man. Again, man, great work, great straight show. Landon G. I can't remember the young man's name from the cab, but great interview,
Seth
brother. I was
Williams.
tuned in. Seth Williams, yeah. Seth Williams. He
Yeah.
got a great pedigree, man, and talked about his story, his mom, and all that good stuff. We won't get into the. Well, I don't want to take it from the show, man. If they want to see the show, they can tap into Nigel Wilkins exclusive recruiting show. That's on
Yes, sir.
Thursdays at 5 o'clock or 6.
6 p.m., man.
6 p.m. sharp. Yes, sir, man. So,
Sure.
ladies and gentlemen, we got a jam-packed show, man. We got, if you're watching and you're a Griffin fan, we got Coach OJ Moore. You know what I'm saying? He's on his way home. So bear with us on that. And if you are watching for Mr. Teagle and trainer Mr. Jamari Bronner, hope I'm saying this last name correctly. Bear with us. It's gonna be a jam-packed show. We already pushing things back. So stick with the brothers. But let me pull up my topics, man. Let me get in order. Because the topic I wanted to hit before we got started with the interview, but now we got to improvise. So let's start it off with a bang. I think I remember what it is off the top. It was how was Wheeler not in people's top 25, brother? Nationally, they got whole starting five. People's going D1. Coleman Landrew, arguably the hottest recruit in the nation. I mean, I'm not gonna say the best, but definitely one of the hottest recruits in the nation. For him not to be for the team not to be recognized as a top 25 program, to me doesn't make any sense. Whoops, wrong one. We'll just go from there a bit.
I was gonna say maybe strength of schedule, maybe just who they played.
Yeah.
They have played some decent teams though. Like they played Bishop, McNamara. They've played, teams like obviously Webb, but maybe since they haven't played like that top 25, maybe that's it. Because Bishop McNamara is 10-17. So I think they always make the toughest schedule when you talk to obviously their head coach, Coach Shepard, and everything that they do. They always schedule tough, but I feel like maybe it was those quality wins. But they did beat Millennium. Millennium's usually a pretty good team. Close losses to Barlett and Sunny Slope, Bacon. But maybe that's it. And I know the region is not as good this year.
Nah, fast. Still got the guys in the background. Around the way sportsman. Again, brothers, I apologize that I will not be there tomorrow. I don't know how I messed up that schedule, but Noonan does play Lance to use tomorrow night. And I got to be in the building, man. But much love. Appreciate y'all always tapping in. And great live earlier today as well. So go tap in with the guys around the way sports doing big things in Griffin. But yeah, I think that's what it is. I get that them playing the City of Palms Classic. You know what I mean? Hoop Hall Classic. I get it, but it's still Wheeler High School. It's still where, in my opinion, the NBA MVP front runner. We'll talk about that more later. Isaiah Collier had 22 assists the other night in the NBA, doing big things in Utah. You have to put that program on the top 25 list. But I get your point, man. But just to go through the top 25 for people, you got Prolific Prep, obviously, Nasir Anderson, Caleb Holt, and the other young man who's from Georgia as well. They're going crazy. You got Mount Verre, AZ Compass. We know about AZ Compass. Spire Academy. That's where what head coach was that? Mount Verre. Say it again.
No, I said that's Ohio. Spire.
Ohio, yeah.
Postgrad.
Mount Verre's old head coach is at Spire now. First year. Doing big things.
I know that.
Okay. Dynamic Prep, Link Academy, Wasatch Academy, Paul the Sixth, Bella Vista. They're doing big things. That's where Paul also Umayori. That's where what's the big for Tech right now? Freshman going crazy. Moses Muhammad Sela. That's where he went to high school at. Academy. Southeastern Prep, Archbishop. Ooh, boy, these names. But Principia, Sierra Canyon, Bronny, Ambrice, Lula Mary, Barlett, Sunny, you know what I mean? Columbus, Faith Academy, Santa Margarita. That's where Georgia Tech's recent, most recent commit, him and Jalen Wingfield. I can't remember the brother's name right now. IMG Academy. Everybody knows the IMG Academy, Seven Lakes, St. John Bosco, and around it at the bottom, who you talked about, Millennium top 25. So, I mean, that's
They did
another.
beat them. They did beat them.
They tripping.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying, man.
I'm gonna give you that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you that. You know what I'm saying? And you're right. They got 10 state championships, 2 players in the league, Isaiah Collier, and then Jalen Brown. So I'm not gonna sit here and disagree. And I think they might have another one in Coben Landry, depending on how his season goes.
Definitely.
You know, just saying next year. That's if he wants to go early or not. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Do you think he can be a one and done?
I think he can. I do. I really think so. I mean, he's going with an elite head coach.
Facts. Yeah.
Gary Hurley's elite, bro.
Yeah.
Is he the same level of talent of Stephon Castle, who shot 40, 12, and 12? Maybe not, but he's not that far below.
Yeah, not that far below. You know what I mean? Definitely a double guy.
Yeah.
I agree, man. You got Jaron Salisbury on that team. Kevin Savage is on that team. If I didn't already name the guys, man, they're gonna be a shoo-in to win state this year. Man, I mean, to me, it's a mistake, man. But that's the political side of the basketball world again, though, brother. Shout out to what's his name? I can't remember. Paul Benacardi. Shout out to Mr. Benacardi, man. We respect you. Got an opportunity to meet him a couple years back at Rock Hill, South Carolina. Man, super humble man told me, he said, got Coach OJ in the background. I'm gonna add him here in just a second. So I told me, like, you know what, man? You know what? I think he called me by my first name. He was like, you know what, man? I think Coach get ready to turn this to his computer, actually. So give us 1 second on Coach. He's like, you know what, man? I was a coach, and I realized that maybe I want to do something else. So how did this guy? So he said, maybe some things you're doing early on is not what you're going to be doing later on in life. You know what I mean? So wise word from Paul Benacardi, depending on what you believe about that. But I think we got Coach O in the background ready to rock and roll. So, man, we're going to bring on the man, the myth, the legend, the man of the hour. What's going on, Coach? Got your mic muted, Coach. Hit that mic button.
I got you. My fault. I hit it by mistake. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. How about you, sir? Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing. I'm getting there.
Smooth ride home, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm not that far from school. Like 5 minutes. When you're in Griffin, you're in the country, brother.
I know the other day you talking, we got livestock in the back. You doing it big, man? Good tax write off.
No, I'm I'm not doing it big. I'm just trying to get us back right, get us on the map.
Hey, I think I'm on the map, man. What is it? Y'all 20-2 right now, Coach?
Yeah, we're 22.
22-2. Let me get you right. 22-2. So doing it big, putting Griffin back on the map. You know what I mean? Coach Goodham did his thing during the football season. Y'all keeping it going on the hardwood, so kind of just educate us on this year's season. I mean, y'all journey to this point.
Well, it kind of started with Goodrum. He came in and changed the culture a little bit around there. A young guy. I'm a lot older than he is. My kids are his kids. They're his age. But I try to relate to the kids and set some standards about 4 years ago, and we just kind of had a plan of how we were going to work this thing out and get it to the place where it is now. I do a lot of old school stuff that a lot of kids can't handle, so I run off the ones that don't love the game. So if you don't love it, you can't play for me.
Yeah.
Love it.
So, what you just bring a man, run the first couple of weeks, just run them. We ain't touching no ball, like Coach Carter type of thing.
We run all the time. We run every day. we didn't touch a ball for about 3 months.
Hey, 3 months?
Yes, sir. They had to run. Well, I'll give you a little scenario. And when the season's over, my goal is to finish out with the trophy in my hand. 2 weeks after that, we'll start back working. I give them 2 weeks. I give them a week off. After the season, sometimes two, and then we'll start getting ready for summer. I'll run them, but they run when the school start. The week of school, the first week, I let them have the first week, and they run a mile. They have to run a mile. They have to get their time below 7.
Mm.
If you don't make it below 7, you don't dress, you don't play, you don't even touch the ball to work out. The first couple of like the first month or two, we don't touch a ball. We just run, we lift weights, condition. So most of my guys run them a mile in like 5:45. Then we'll start off running 100s. We'll work all the way with 100s, 180, 160, 140, 120. Then we do slides, and then we got a hill that we run. We had to run it consistently. You had to sprint up it, sprint across. We do that for 5 minutes, and then we get up to about 4 100s, 480s, 460s, four. We get up to that, and we do that every day, nonstop. And then we come in the gym and we do work in the gym, and they still have to lift weights. Uh, and then when the season progresses, I kind of start as we start getting closer to the season. I know who want to be on my team. So if you make it through all that, you've made my team.
Nah, absolutely. I think that's key. I think we need to see a lot more that coming back. It just gets you in shape. You know what I mean? It makes you resilient as the season goes down the stretch. But
Mhm.
outside of great conditioning, man, what makes this team the best team in 4A?
Uh, with your family. I haven't recruited one of those kids. Those kids are homegrown. They came through the program, through the middle school program, and they came to me. I've had people trying to steal my kids, my point
Hmm.
guard especially. They've tried to steal my best players, but they've all been loyal and stayed. They know that I love them. It's bigger than basketball for me and them. They know I'm gonna teach them the right way to play. They're going when they leave me, they'll be college ready. I'm not just talking about athletically, but academically. They all 3.0 or better GPAs on my team. You can't play for me with a C.
Hmm.
That's big. So where did you kind of get your coaching values from, and who instilled those values into you?
Well, I don't, y'all guys are kind of younger than me, so I don't know if you know a guy by the name of Al Outlaw, and then another guy was Wilbert Jones. He was one of 7 brothers, the Jones brothers that went to Albany State. They from Arkansas, and those guys instilled it in me. I grew up. I grew. My dad is from here. My mom is from Atlanta. She went to Washington High. My dad grew up and he went to Fairmont High, one of the black school here in Griffin. It's no longer. It don't exist anymore. But my parents divorced and I moved to College Park, and I picked up a basketball at Burdette Gym. And Al Outlaw was there, and Will Jones, and that's where I got my Outlaw was an ex-military drill sergeant, and so that's why I got most of my tutelage. He would tell us that we can stay out at the gym, and the only way I could stay at the gym if we cleaned it up, cleaned the bathroom, and he would put us on the back of his pickup truck. Nobody could sit. Nobody could sit in the inside of the truck, and he would ride us on the back of the truck, uh, without any even in the wintertime, he was trying to break us to see who really cared and loved the game.
100%. I like that. So again, coach, like, what do you feel like it does for the players, other than just preparing them for college? Man, what do you feel like, you know what I'm saying, those things do for them, just for the mentality in life?
Well, I think, it's a lot of little things that I do. It like, your parents can't call me and tell me you're going to miss practice. I'm trying to teach them how to be young men. I don't want to hear from your parents calling me saying he going to miss practice today. That means you're going to miss practice the next day. That's your responsibility. Just the freshmen, they have to get water and carry the bags. So we have a little seniority thing that go to seniors don't do anything. My seniors don't lead the team. It's my junior class that lead the team. Seniors they own that just to enjoy their last year. Um, Being on time in class, sitting in the front of the class, you keeping your brothers from doing something stupid, being accountable, not only in the building, but at home. I do talk to the parents about stuff. This if something going on, but I hadn't had that problem with this group this year. In my first couple of years, maybe yeah, but once they realize that I'm consistent, I don't have those issues. But the kids, they love what they do. We love being around each other. They're my little brothers. That's how I treat them. I tell them I'm no bigger than they are. I'm learning the game just like they are. Because they see it from a different eye than I see it. So I have to be respectful of how they see things, so that I can understand what they see and try to incorporate what I have in my head into something that they can understand. So that's why we're so successful. We play defense. That's the first thing. You can't play defense with me. You can't play. If you ever see me play, I mean, we play kind of like OKC, kind of like Houston, and that's the way I was taught. We play hard defense. We're gonna be up in you. I'm gonna bring 10, 11 guys at you. I don't. We coming at you.
Nah, fascinating. So y'all getting that on the offensive side of the ball as well. I know defense is a high priority. You have to play defense to be competitive in this age in basketball. Probably all stages of basketball, but specifically your top three scores per match spread. Obviously, everybody knows Bubba Sullivan, Damari
Mhm.
Bailey, and Jordan Mays, all averaging north of eight points per game. Man, what would you say about those young men? Just having a big footprint on this team this year.
Well, Jordan got he's playing football, so he kind of stepped away from it. So we got a junior, Jace Touchstone. He's about 6'5". He's stepped up into that spot. But Damari is a quiet leader. He's not the vocal leader. That you expect a point guard to be. He's very quiet. He leads by example. Can do everything. The only thing that I tell him that we need to get tightened before he leaves is jump shot being more consistent, a little bit more range. He puts up about 500 to 600 jump shots a day. His free throw percentage can go up, which he works on that. He's very skilled. Bubba is a his upside is unbelievable. He has a God-given ability that you just have to see it for yourself. He's just a gifted young man. They both have great personality. Both like to work. Then you have Jace, and he's the 11th grader that come. But I got two guys that you probably don't even really notice, and they're juniors, and that's Drake Cleveland, and I have JJ Watts. They are like the guys that they come in and they're gonna guard the toughest guy on the team. They're
Mm,
gonna shut the score down. And then I got two young guys. I got King Fuller
yeah.
and Kevin Johnson. They both play football. They're 10th graders that give me a lot of inside play. So we just kind of balanced in that aspect. Then I got guys that come off the bench that know the role. They can score. They'll be back with me next year. So I mean, I've been blessed to have a good core of guys that can do a lot of different things. I mean, it's just not dependent on Damari. If Damari's not scoring, I got guys that can score.
Nah, I'm saying well, from what it sounds like from you, coach, y'all about let's see, maybe about five off the muscle, about maybe 14 deep, maybe a little more, 14 deep,
Yeah, you're
about
about right.
14.
Yeah.
And you know
I
what I
have 20 on the bench, but I usually play about 12 to 14.
put a 14. Okay, so
Now if the bench will shrink down in the playoffs,
right,
and they know it. So in practice, I don't ever, very seldom do I put the starters together. I always kind of mix the teams up every day, so everybody understand how to play with everybody.
mm-hmm.
And through the week, that's how I gauge the game plan and who I'm gonna play.
Let me see. Well, last question from me, coach, before I throw it to my co-host Naj Wilkins. Uh, looking at actually, I'll pull it up. Looking at the Kyle Sandy rankings, man. We did a breakdown of 4A last week on the show.
Yes, sir.
This is an older one. I don't think Jonesboro's no longer in the top 10. I may be wrong. That's a very good team, though. They're missing that John Tavius Wyman and Cortez. That's just a different team to me. We'll see if they continue to go. That's very talented group, but I feel like everybody, you know what I mean, below, that's y'all. That's easy work for y'all. Locust Grove athletic bunch. We'll see if they can keep control of the turnover battle. Southwest Cavs got some good guards. I think I can even be best academy, but the top two specifically, St. Pius and North Dakota. Just what's your thoughts? If not just specifically those top two teams, what's your thoughts on just the overall top 10 teams in 4A?
I watched North Oconee play last year, and my goal was to be in that final game against somebody, one of those teams. Um, I'm gonna be honest with you. Um, I haven't really focused on them. I try to take the game in front of me, break it down, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm just taking it one game at a time. I've watched them from afar, but I hadn't spent a whole lot of time on them yet. I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm arrogant or anything like that. Just I'm a guy that try to clear the road in front of me, before I look down the road. So
That's it.
um, that's basically how I've been coaching this year. But I have people that'll send me tapes. I do go out and get tapes, but I hadn't looked at them that far. I'm looking at winning the region. I'm already preparing this, with the region that we're gonna play. I'm getting my coaches to kind of get tapes, and they are breaking them down. But my focus basically is to, you know, win come Thursday, and then win Friday. And by Friday, I'll be prepared for the other teams that I'm gonna face next week,
Mhm. Uh-huh.
week after next. I'm sorry,
Yes,
but
sir.
I don't mean to be, I don't want to sound like I'm not
You good.
arrogant coaching. I just don't look at it. I look right in front of me.
You good, coach. Appreciate that. Go ahead, Naj.
So, Coach, speaking of, obviously, really good finish to the regular season. So, if you guys don't know, when will you guys know, who you're gonna play? Obviously, Thursday for the region tournament, and then how excited are you just to, having that little rest, being able to get back on the court?
Don't like the rest. I think it's we can have a day or so, but I don't like the rest this long because now I got to amp up practice. I had to keep it competitive. We got to do some live scrimmages, and my boys, they go at each other hard already, and sometimes they go at each other in between the lines like they don't know each other. So I try to keep them at this time. I don't want nobody to get hurt, but we'll probably play the 4 or 5 teams, which will be probably it'll be Northside Columbus or either Monday's Mill, and we swept both of them. But I always look at, like, it's hard to beat the team 3 times, but my goal is to take each quarter, and I know they got film on us, and we don't always show what we're gonna do when it gets to this point of the season.
For sure. And then, Coach, where do you feel like your team is maybe grown the most? Early losses, right? It's Sprayberry, Jonesboro. You avenged the loss to Jonesboro. Just in terms of when you look at the season in totality, where do you feel like your team has grown the most?
Um, we've gotten better with our young guys. They've matured into their roles. That's King Fuller and Kevin Johnson. And they've matured into their roles. And then we've cut down on a lot of our turnover. When we played Jonesboro, we turned the ball over quite a bit. Um, we turned it over 23 times. We missed about 14 layups, and we were 5 for 11 from the free throw line. So we lose by 2. I mean, I went in the locker room and told them, we can't turn the ball over like that. They knew it. So we knew when they were coming to us, my boys, I didn't have to do any motivational speech. I just, told them what we need to do. Now against Sprayberry, we had just played at State Farm Arena the night before. We played like 3 or 4 games in a row, and so they were kind of tired, and they kind of jumped on us. They were very disciplined, and it was hard for us to kind of, it was early in the season, so we were trying to figure everybody out. Our young boys wasn't there. Um, I think we were coming. A lot of us was getting over the flu, so it caught us at a good time. I'm not trying to make excuses. They were a good team. They're very disciplined, but I'm glad that we got those games out the way early, not now, because we had something to go off of. Sometimes when you just win, it's hard to rein young people in and let them understand that you still got some stuff you can get better at. So losing helped us to see some things that we need to work on.
Exactly, Coach. And then I want to ask you, I thought you brought up some great points of how you just instilled this culture, when you started different things you asked your players. My question to you, with the generation, obviously I'm now have young kids, how do you resonate with them? I know it might not be the easiest, a little bit more difficult to get it, to see the smile coming up, but like, how do you resonate with these boys and get them locked in always?
We talk. I talk to them about stuff. I cook a lot in my office. My office is almost like an apartment. So I bring them
Oh,
in. We
wow.
we cook. We eat together. I take sometimes I take them home. Parents call me, because a lot of my boys don't have their fathers around. Damari does. I mean, so I'm trying to think whose father is it. And KJ's and King, but the rest of them, I'm more of a big brother, father figure. even though I'm older, I kind of relate to them. You know, my son, he played at Griffin. Both of my boys played at Griffin. One of them played in the NFL, and then I played pro ball, so they understand. Like I'm very, I would say, young in the spirit, but old in age. But they know that they can relate to me. I talk to them about life, so that kind of helps. You know, I listen to the same music they listen to. You know, I don't try to make them feel like I'm a I'm up here and they down there. We all on the same level. I'm still learning. I'm on this earth. I'm still a young guy, spiritually. So they teach
Yeah, coach.
above them as a coach. So that I think that's what helps us in our relationships.
for sure. And then, Coach, I want to just get your take.
Hold on, I
This is
can't hardly
let's
hear.
see,
I lost you for a minute. All right. Can y'all hear me?
you hear
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Hold on.
you hear us?
I lost. I mean, I couldn't.
Try to go out and come back in, Coach.
Hold on. I, I lost the volume with y'all guys. I can't hear you.
How about now? Is it better?
Hold on.
All right.
Somebody dialed in and I couldn't. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
I can't hear y'all. Got them out. Hold on.
Take your time, coach.
If you can in the chat, but if you can text and just tell them like try to leave and come back.
All right. I got you. While coach is getting that situation, I'm gonna text him and let him know, coach. Let him know. Try to leave. Yeah, he just did it. Hey, come back. Let's say log out. Come back. Log. Boom. All right. Save time.
Can
Yes,
y'all hear me
sir.
now? Okay,
Yes, sir.
sorry about that.
All good.
No worries, Coach. So I want to ask you just like a well-rounded question, Coach. Just obviously seen the landscape change with college basketball, the recruiting things. Just how are you best, just positioning your players so they can just play at the next level wherever that is? How have you just been able to do that, Coach, with just the ever-changing, evolving landscape of college hoops?
Well, knowing that most Division I schools are not getting a whole lot of high school kids. Probably about between 1% and 5% of your high school players are getting recruited. If it's not 6'10", 7 foot, 6'8", and skill, you know, your kid going to a Division I school is like far off. I think, honestly, I think that could be a mistake. It's almost like a trend with these Division I schools. Everybody can't get the best of the best. I think these mid majors are making a big mistake. I think they should be looking at some of the best high school kids, especially in the state of Georgia, especially some of these schools that are around here. And I don't want to mention their names, but what they're doing is trying to mimic some of these big schools who have big budgets and a lot of good alumni groups around to help support them with these NIL deals. So what I did was I'm gonna use Damari and Bubba for example. They're my seniors. My main thing is to focus on getting them somewhere they can continue to develop. So Damari's going to he's signed with Mississippi Gulf Coast, but Gardner Webb is still kind of they got that mindset. Hey, you know we looking, but blah blah blah. I'm like, hey man, listen, y'all losing. You 4-20. If you to me you might want to start building your program with some young cats that's going to be with you for two years. But
Yeah.
I'm not a Division I coach. I think that you should build with some young cats and go out and get some guys that can fill in, because some guys that you going and get, they're not going to stay long if they're successful. But if you got a core group young guys growing, you can do something with it. So I send my guys to some good junior colleges. I sit down and I coach them as if they were in college, because I understand the game from all levels. So I don't coach them like they're in high school. So a lot of my plays that I run, they'll read action plays. They have to read the defense. They have to understand defense. And so when they go to college, a lot of them are college ready. They can play on any level. If their skill set, mentally they're tough, they can play on the Division I level. But you know, I prepare them that way. We have skull sessions where we sit in the classroom and we talk the game. We break film down, so they know how to break film down. They know what defense. They know all this, the things that is not being taught a lot now. we just throwing kids in the game and we expect them to understand how to play. That's why a lot of our European players are a lot more skilled than our players. So I teach my kids how to play the game. Like I had today, I was teaching how to peel open to the ball. A lot of kids don't understand how to open up to the ball. They spinning in a circle. So we spent 20 minutes teaching them how to do that today. You set the screen, open up, and you'd be surprised kids don't understand that. AAU is
No, they
not
don't.
helping them. Now,
That's fact.
AAU, I think it's a joke. I'm being honest with you. I think we're hurting our kids more than anything. Everybody's want to be an AAU coach. You got a little AAU uniform and you throwing kids in these AAU tournaments and these pops that they never played, don't understand the game. They go and get these kids and they just throw the ball out there and they don't know nothing. So I try to keep my boys on teams like most of my boys play for Team Forest, you know, and he's old school like me. We teach the game, so I mean that's how I kind of deal with this crazy world of NILs right now and these kids not being recruited by these Division I schools.
So, Coach, you brought up a good point I want to ask you about too with this AAU. I mean, what can we do to bridge that gap? Because we
Oh
see,
my God.
I mean, obviously NBA product ain't the same as what it used to be, but like, I mean, how can we make it better where our kids can go and it's not, oh, well, I'm an NBA scout or executive, I want to go overseas instead of getting, like you said, all this talent that's here in Georgia and all across the nation, getting talent here. How can we better that in your eyes?
When you say better, like better the AAU circuit, or I,
Yeah,
I
like better
I'm
the
be
circuit or
I think
go
we
ahead.
just we need to take a deep. We've monetized. We've put money over teaching. Like
Mm.
everything is about money, even down to the fact that you got high school kids that really think that they're going to go to the NBA because their parents, that's all they want. I never, and I'll share about my family. I never told my son he was going in the NFL. I got him. He was talented. He got pedigree from me, but he played on the AAU team. This is what got me into coaching. I put him on the team, and I just think AAU we need to sanction it. We need to have some more rules, and we need to have a committee because right now it's just totally out of hand. You got parents yelling. I even tried to ref about 3 years ago. I said I never do it again. I'll lose my job, my family, my wife, because I've been hurt somebody. You're not gonna come at me like that. I'm sorry. I'm old school. So I just think it's just a lot. We just need to. It's some changes need to be made because the people that are getting hurt, and I mean this, are our kids. You
Mm-hmm.
know, we're not teaching them. They don't love the game. I mean, they don't watch the game. They don't. They watch highlights and they want to make highlight reels. Somebody cross somebody over and they fall. Everybody in the gym go crazy, and then like you gonna fall. Somebody get dunked on. They'll show that 1,000 times on clips, but there's more to the game than that. So I think what has happened with AAU, we just it's just destroying the culture, the love, and the art of basketball, if that makes sense.
I agree.
I agree, Coach. Okay, so I don't want to get a whole tangent, but to go beyond that point even further, do you think that's a microcosm of what we're seing with the NBA too? Just the highlight reel,
Yes,
the lack of the passing
yes,
game.
yes, yes. It's I, I'm gonna use the Hawks. I love. We would every for the last 4 years we've played before. We would go to State Farm and we play our game on State Farm Arena and we watch the Hawks play afterwards. And the basketball game is nothing like what I grew up. I grew up watching Dominique Wilkins and Spud Webb and Michael Jordan. I watched them up close.
Trey
They
Rollins.
Yes, Outlaw used to bring them. They used to come to Burdett and work out. Even some of the NFL players like
Really.
Richard Dent. So I was able to see guys that were skilled play the game. And nowadays they're not as skilled. They're not tough. Um, like I was talking about this load management. You would never get Michael Jordan or Dominique or Magic to take off a game because they got a back-to-back. Like, if I pay my money, that's what I'm going to see. I want to see those stars playing. So what we're getting now, the culture of AAU guys, and you got a lot of AAU guys that are infiltrating the NBA, that they're becoming agents, and they're trying to represent players, and they get in there, they don't understand the culture, and you're hurting players. You're hurting these young black men uh, more so than you're helping them. They don't. It's just getting to be. I don't know. I don't get me to talking about it. I can hold church service on that.
What about? I mean, these kids. I agree with you. I think the load management thing is a problem, but these kids are playing more basketball. It's more wear and tear on their bodies.
That's the fault of the parent.
Good point.
That's the fault of the parents. There's no way. My two boys, they played every sport. They ran track, and then I should tell the coach, like, even when my son played football, I said he's not lifting weights in the ninth grade. He's gonna do. He's gonna be able to lift his own weight. I did stuff at home. I put books in book bags, and he would have to squat on his bed with the book bag. And I had him running. I had him doing push-ups. I had him doing push-ups with his brother holding his legs, sit-ups. You're still developing, and so when you start how your body can only take so much. It's only built. It's not built to play sports anyway. It's built for survival. So when you start putting all these miles on your body, that's why they break down so fast. You have to let your kids' bodies rest. I let my boys rest. They relax. Like, we played what day was? What's the day? The day's Thursday. We played Tuesday. We came in yesterday. All they did was shoot. They just shot. We didn't do every time we play, we just shoot. We don't even on Wednesday we shoot. Well, that's all they do, shoot, work on the ice, and they rest, they talk, we look at film, because I know I don't try to wear them out. That are running and conditioning, getting their bodies ready. That's why I don't get them on the court. I just let them run. But I do give them a lot of rest. I just think that that's why I say the AAU circuit, it needs to be regulated, because you're causing these kids to have a lot of health issues, knee problems that they don't need to have.
Back to the grassroots level, coach. I think you said it best. So, Bacon, we're not gonna share this, but I want to ask him just his thoughts on just like the grassroots level of just the poaching, right? Like you just said, people were trying to poach your kids to come over. We see a high school basketball transfer portal. You got obviously OTE, which is a great institution, but they're getting kids. We see the prep ball. Like, what's your thoughts on like kids getting poached to go play, somewhere else? I guess in order to get better opportunities. What's your thoughts on that?
I'm gonna just give it to you straight. I think if you can coach, you can coach. Teaching is teaching.
Teach is teaching. We'll come back to that point.
Teach is teaching. We got a comment here, Around the Way Sports, man, locked in on the YouTube. Around the Way Sports is going to be in Griffin for the state playoffs, 100%. That's where they be at, man. Tap in with Around the Way Sports. Appreciate you brothers for tuning in. All the guys, our tree, y'all. Yes, sir. Nah, but Coach hitting the nail on the head, man. Hitting the nail on the head. I really like what he said about just the book bag squats on the bed. That's slept on workout right there, man. Because the bed, come on, man, Coach. That's why you got to have a good mix of the old school and the new school. But new school's got the obviously they got the more miles to kind of run a little longer, and they got the attitude of, I don't care. I'm gonna do this. I don't care what nobody else says, but you got to have that back end wisdom of the older generations. Going, hey, son, you know what I mean? This is what's going on. They've been doing this, or this. I've seen this scenario been played out 20 times. This is how I would do it if I was in your position. And then old and new come together. Man, you're running. If somebody running 100 miles an hour, you run 200 miles an hour because you know where to duck, dodge, how to hop over the hurdle. But that's my 10 cents. I got one more, fam. Naj tomorrow finna be fun.
No doubt, man. No doubt about it. That low mock job will be a lot of fun.
I'm watching.
100%, man.
Let me text Coach and make sure everything's good.
It's gonna be dope to see what happens, man.
Take your time. All right. That's why we wait, man. We appreciate all the love. We'll see. We got Griffin Boys Basketball IG. How you feel about Carr? We're gonna get into it. We're gonna ask him about Carr if we haven't already talked about Carr. I think he talked about Carr. Carr want an interview. We can get Carr, y'all, man. We can definitely get Carr, y'all, man. I feel like Griffin basketball. Yeah. I see Coach is back in.
Somebody calling me today, but if I wasn't talking to you guys, I'd be in here playing with my dogs and talking to my wife. And I don't know why everybody want to call me right now. But what was the question you asked me last time before I got off? You asked me about.
Yeah, yes, sir. This is the
Can you hear
grassroots
me?
level. I know. Yes, sir.
I
Can you hear
can't
us?
hear you guys.
Oh no,
I can't hear you.
try to leave, go back out.
Y'all is being wigging out, man.
It is wigging out. Oh, let me try to kick in from this one. That's fine. Can you hear us? Still nothing?
Okay, can't hear you now.
Try to like. That's why I got a call, man.
Yeah. You said call the support line.
Call the support line.
Call the support line, man.
Okay.
Paying customers.
All right, try them now, big.
All right. How about now, Coach? Hit your unmute button.
Can you hear me now?
All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, what was the question you asked me?
Yes, sir. So now I was talking about the grassroots level. Just your thoughts on like the poaching, right? Like prep leagues will come get some of the players. I know you said like you had some other teams trying to recruit and get your players. I remember you said if you can coach, you can coach. Yeah,
you can coach, you can coach. Coaching is teaching. And if I'm gonna be honest, if I could go and recruit, first of all, I take it as a challenge to teach the game. I don't go out and recruit players. My players recruit players. The way we coach, the way the kids develop, and the way the people see my players play, that's a recruiting tool. The coach at Houston, he don't have to go out and do a whole lot of that. If you want to play for this guy, you're gonna play for him. And I think what parents are doing is shopping their kids around. Hey, and this coach will come and say, hey, your kid to play, if he come over here, he'll play with these type of players. And right now, what's going on? All those kids get on the same team. What kind of team concept can you teach when all of them want to be the man? When they're, this is, I was finna say somebody, but I don't want to do that. I just keep my mouth shut. But my boys have been loyal. They want to be a part of something special. They are raised in a community where the poverty level is high. But don't get me wrong, we have, my kids are not, some of them are in that level, but we got a lot of middle class and upper middle class players as well. They chose to stay because I told them, I can't tell you what to do. If that's what you and your parents want to do, you go right ahead. I'm not going to stop you. But if you want to get better, you stay with me. And there's two things I can tell you I will do. You will get better, and I do know people, and I will get you out there so people can see you. And it's up to you once they decide if they like you or not, if you want to commit. But I'm not gonna go out here and recruit players. I just can't do it. I think it's the worst thing, and we're making these kids think that they, like, how can I say it? I think it's a part of the process. Once something happening on the college level or the NBA level, high school parents and kids think, well, we need to be a part of that. Well, why don't you let your kid develop? It's a lot mentally that he's not getting in. He has to develop mentally. The game, when you start playing on the college, Division I college level, it's like 75 to 80% of it is mental. And if your kid hasn't matured mentally and you throw him with some wolves, the first time he makes a mistake, listen, that coach is not going to lose his job trying to teach your kid how to play. So get him with a good coach that can teach him when he makes a mistake, he can help him correct it. We can sit down and watch film. That's what he do. That's why DeMar is so skilled. We sit down and I break him down. And I tell him, these are the things that you could have done. How can you do this? A lot of coaches don't know how to do that. They don't understand the game like that. They've not played it on a high level, so they'd rather go out and recruit, put a bunch of kids together. And, most likely they're going to have the advantage against a team that's from the country that ain't been, that got a bunch of guys that grew up in the same time. But guess what? You're not going to outplay me. You're not going to out-scheme me. And you give me a little talent, we're going to do some damage.
Period. My last question before I throw it back to Bacon, just want to ask you, talk about these kids growing up in the middle school program. So I just want to ask you, you build from within, you develop, you teach, you instruct, you help kids get to where they need to be. So tell me about the feeder program and that communication with the coaching staff down there and how you guys just develop them to come through.
Well, the middle school, I'm here in the middle school program. I'm just starting to forming a relationship with the middle school coaches because, again, egos, hey, you got the coach on the other side of town coming in and telling the kids they're going to start for him when they come there. And, they're doing well, too. He's doing a good job over there, but I started to tell them, I said, hey, man, I want you to be able to come over here, sit on my bench, ask questions, we share information, and we have a clinic. We come over there, and I'll let my boys run a clinic with me and you sitting on the side so they can learn, the system. The system is very simple. And so I got the coach at Carver Road, he's on board. The coach at Cowan is starting to get on board. So this will be after this season, it'll be more, they're doing the same thing. I have to do a lot of breaking. I got good coaches that when they come over in the ninth grade, we start working with them with fundamentals. We don't even worry about play. We just work on the fundamental part of the game. And that's how we built. I started with a ninth grade group, kept them together, and it's kept going. So the group behind them been together, and the group behind them been together. So I try to keep the same group of kids together and just work them in. That's why I have so many sitting on the bench. So there's different classes of the kids.
100% well said, Coach. Wish we had more time with you, Coach. I'm gonna get you a couple more questions,
Okay.
and we'll get you out of here. You know what I'm saying? And we'll plan to see you, because we know we see you down in certain state playoffs. We'll plan to see you down the road in person, but we'd love to get you back on again. But what would it mean, not just you, Coach Moore, but what would it mean to the city of Griffin for y'all to go to state and bring back that championship trophy?
It would do something to this city that hasn't been done in years. It would bring us together. I don't know if you were at the game at Jonesboro. That was the biggest crowd we've had in over 20 years. It was chaotic. I don't think we were prepared for it. I was sitting in my office and I hear people beating on the door, snatching the door open in the back, wanting to get in. We probably had, our gym holds about 3,000 people. We probably had 3,500 people in that gym. And we probably had another 1,000 on the outside trying to get in.
Sheesh.
Yes. It would do so much for our community. That's what I pray for. I pray that we do something so special with this group of kids that they can, first of all, see some young black men that were raised here, went through the system, the park and rec, stayed together, worked hard together. A coach that's from here whose parents left, divorced, and came back, put back in the community, and we put something together with the help of let me say this, none of this is possible without the creator above. He has guided me through my meditations and my prayers and all the support of people that you don't see. So it would do so much to this community, because these kids are God-fearing young men, that they see these young men do something successful on the court, because they're very successful in the classroom. That's my prayer, that we reach that pinnacle of success. It's all in the hands of, I always say, all things are possible who believe in something more than themselves. I believe that God has his hand on this group of boys. We pray that, we ask him to do his will in our lives, and we're riding on faith. We got a higher power that's pushing us.
Hey man, I can't ask no question to overtop that, Coach. So, you know what I'm saying, we'll see you down the road. We appreciate you for coming on, Coach. and blessings and blessings to y'all success ahead of y'all. So thanks again.
And I want to say, man, I really appreciate you reaching out to me. You young brothers, you keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a lot, pushing basketball in the state, man. And anything I can do to help you guys, I'm all for it. I'm not just a basketball coach, man. I love to see my young brothers trying to do something like you guys are doing, and we need more of that, man. So thank you for even considering me. I mean that humbly, but thank you so much for even picking me to come on and talk.
Absolutely. We got one more for you. We got a comment. It said, ask you about the scenes, Coach. So I know you talked about them earlier in the show, but just say something about the scenes for the viewers.
I have 7 seniors, but I have 3 of them that are significant. They play a lot. I'll name them. Damari Bailey, he's going to Gulf Coast, Mississippi Gulf Coast community. Bubba Sullivan, he's right now in flux. I have Chemo Spear, Kamorian Brown. He's going to Reinhardt. I think it's Reinhardt in football. I have Jordan Mays. He's going in football. I have Amani Allen. He's been accepted in 4 colleges in the state. He's a 4.0 student. I got Demarion Watts. He's been accepted. He's a little point guard. He's been working on getting accepted. He got accepted in 3 colleges. Who was I? I'm missing somebody. And I got Innocent Piercy, and he's been accepted in college. He's trying out for Southern Crescent Community College in Griffin. He's going to probably make the team. So all of my seniors are going to go to college, either academically or they'll get a scholarship.
Did you talk about Kari?
Makari Rainey, he's not a senior.
Okay, we had a question about Kari. Said something about Kari, so I can't.
Oh yeah. I'm glad you asked me about Kari. Kari is my motor.
Okay.
You'll see Kari blossom even more when the seniors leave. But Kari is the guy he's the glue. He's gonna come in. He's gonna give me points. He's gonna play hard defense. He's a kid that we don't do what we do without him. So that's my boy. And he's been with me for 2 years. It took a little adjustment, but Kari is that guy. He's got the green light to do whatever he wants. I told him I live with it. He's a scorer. So I don't ask him to do nothing but score and play defense. Thank you. I appreciate you for asking me about Kari because I didn't want to leave him out. I mean, we just got a group of kids that are good. They're good kids, and Kari is one of them. He's got a 3.0 in GPA. He's going to go to college. I'm teaching him. He's going to eventually transition to being a point guard, but right now, I need his scoring.
100%, man. Coach, like I said, we appreciate you of coming on the show. The kids, I can already tell when the kids they're gonna bum rush you tomorrow, man. Because we had a lot of activity in the comments.
Oh yeah, they can't even say, "Oh, Coach, you got to do a podcast tonight, don't you?" I'm like, how y'all know that? So they set me up tonight. They're gonna get on me. Let me say something about Arthur. Oh, I didn't say Devin Moore. Devin Moore, he's got accepted. His brother Arthur is a junior. He's a 4.0 student. He's one of my contributors as well. He's a little guard. So I can't forget him. Let me say who else I'm thinking about. I don't want to forget none of them because they're going to get me tomorrow.
Yeah.
But thank y'all guys so much, man. It's been a pleasure. And again, if it's anything that I could do, if I had to come to your location, I don't mind. I appreciate you guys. Summertime, anything. I mean, I'm just humbled to be here. I appreciate you.
Likewise, Coach. Yes, sir. We'll see you soon, Coach. Much love.
All right, man. God bless you guys, okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. God bless you.
All right, man. That right there is Coach Moore, one of a kind, man. High energy, high vibration guy, man. We love Coach Moore, man. Appreciate all the Griffin viewers for tuning in. Don't go nowhere, man, because we've got a special. If you know what I'm saying, if you got a daughter, man, if you got a friend that needs some exposure in college basketball to get to college, you know what I mean? We'll get ready to talk about the showcase. That's going to streamline that process and make it easier for you. So I think second guest is ready in the background. You've already seen him. You may have heard his name, Derek Tiggle, man, the man with the plan, man that's the host, the founder of the Georgia Elite Showcase that's coming to a city near you. So here we go, man, Mr. Legend. How you doing today, sir? I think you can be muted. You're muted. You muted, my friend. Just give him a second, man. But while he gets, let me text him,
They
man.
doing it. Big
I'm gonna
Noonie, you gotta unmute.
let me text him,
Big
man.
Noonie, you gotta unmute.
Oh, you gotta let me text him, man. Unmute yourself. Boom! I just check your phone. Right. You know what I mean? That's just how it goes, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all sitting there. We live. You can't say we ain't live. This is raw and uncut. But for the benefit of the viewers, man. So, but why he comes back now? Just what was your thoughts of Coach Moore, man?
Nah, I think you summed it up well. I mean, great high vibrations, man. You could tell, like, old school coach. He ain't playing with him. Like I said, reminds you Coach Carter a little bit. And I think they were in an upheaval about a 2.3 GPA. When you go back and you look at the movie, so obviously 3.0, sit in front of the classroom, just instilling the right values and tools into them. And like you said, it's a whole bunch of kids of color, and they need strong men and strong black men that looks like them, obviously to lead them and stuff like that, man. So that was powerful for sure.
Absolutely, brother. That was a great message. All right, brother, can you hear us now? We're coming through clear.
I can.
Big Noonie.
I heard a lot of laughter, man. So what was up?
Yeah, we always try to keep the vibe. Go ahead, Naj.
No, I was saying Big Noonie. I was like, Mike.
What's up?
That's what I was saying.
You're saying Big Noonan, man.
Big Noonan.
I heard him always, man. Always. Big Noonan until we die.
Hey, man. Today, today bring us back to the city where we came, man.
Preach it.
Exit 47. If you don't know, man, it's that exit. Just as you pass, Sharpsburg exit. You know what I mean? Sharpsburg coming past Peachtree City. It's going to be 47. You can also hit 41. 41 will take you, bring in the back way. But we pride ourselves on the original 47.
Yeah, the original for sure. We don't really claim the Sharpsburg one no more.
Yeah. We don't. 100%. But so, man, Mr. Tiggle, man,
so what's up? Let's talk.
I told the people about you. I told them if you got a young lady who's flying under the radar, but super talented, you know that she can play at the next level, you know that she can get bucks, play defense, rebound, something that she may specialize in. She specializes in all three and still flying under the radar. I told them about a showcase, the Georgia League Showcase. I told them you were the host of it, you were the founder of it. But from your work, man, why should they tap in and come be a part of this miraculous event?
Well, the most important thing is character. They can have all those things you just named. If their character is jacked up on the court, we don't want them at our showcase. And that might sound that's kind of out there, right? No, the reality is that if we're going to invite 20, 30, 40 coaches to a showcase, we want them to come back. So you can score 25 a game, your character is jacked up. We do not want you at our showcase. Why? Because once again, if I'm a class of 2026 and your character is jacked up, and I invite, let's say, a college coach from Virginia Union down to Georgia to come watch, and she's recruiting you, and you find out, well, I just drove 8 hours for this, more than likely that coach's not going to come back to next year's showcase. So everything is built off character. I went to a game, Harris County versus Griffin, a couple nights ago, and I saw some students from Griffin. Speaking of Griffin, I know Griffin coach was just on the boys coach. I saw two kids that had ability, but what got me was their character. Reason why it sold me because they was losing and the character did not change. So it doesn't matter if you score 25 and give me 12 rebounds and your character is jacked up. We don't want you in our showcase. So once again, it's a bigger picture. Not that we don't want you, we just don't want you in the showcase representing us. Because one of the things we pride in our showcase is that it's a true invite only. You can't invite yourself. There are some other things if you want to go to, you can invite yourself. This is not one. And also our numbers is 60 total. Once we reach our 60 total point where someone has registered and you start the payment process, we're done with our showcase. Well, coach, I got a girl now, man. She been wanting to do your showcase. Is it too late? We at 61, it's too late. It's 60 girls that we invite 20 per game, 10 versus 10. And the plan of it is have real exposure. You don't have real exposure. You got 200 kids at a camp or a showcase. Real exposure is that the college coaches compared to the kids equal like 1-to-1. And what I mean by that, at our March showcase last year, we had a total of 23 college coaches in the building. At 23 college coaches in the building, it's only 20 girls in the court. That's real exposure. That's why our showcase is different. I don't knock anybody else or what they do. I just feel like if you got 23 college coaches and you got 20 girls in the court, that's what you probably drive all across the country looking for, and you can find in your backyard. So that's why it's different.
Sometimes you got to pop it, brother. I like that. So why, you've already kind of touched on it again, but forgive me if I'm asking the same question, but why is it so important for have a high standard to have, be a good character, have good attitude around, not just at this tournament, but anywhere when you're trying to go to the next level?
So one of the things that the students and parents and their high school coaches can get is a thing called next level Zoom calls. So on it to our showcase, we start the 28th of February. These young ladies, parents, and their high school coaches can get on Zoom calls talking to college coaches. Most of these coaches are going to be at the showcase, whether in person or through live stream. So, and one of the questions that that's a lot, like what is the red flags when it comes to recruiting? Usually character. What you do on the court, what you do off the court, you fussing at your mom, you fussing at the referee, you're talking back to the high school coach. So what college coach want that? So these girls and their parents, and say it the right way, these young ladies and their parents hear that on the front end. That your character jacked up, like who want that? So reason why I keep reiterating that is that if it matters to the college coaches on the Zoom calls, you're gonna probably matter to the college coaches when they see you in person. Where's the AAU, where's the showcase, or where's your high school? So just knowing that that's the main thing, that's why our main thing is not how many points you score. This is not the main thing. There's a girl right now that went to our showcase in August. She averaged 2 points a game. She got a scholarship offer. She averaged 2 points a game. 2. Not 22, 2. But she got a scholarship. Why? Because characters matter. There's a girl that came to our showcase. She's in class of 2028. She go to a school that I think they won 3 games this year. She's gonna be a major prospect. She don't average double digits for a high school who only won 2 or 3 games, but she's gonna be a prospect because her character lines up, and she kills the meetings in the Zoom call. She killed it. I only had college coaches told me like, I want to offer her. Coaches told me that when I watch her play, I'm gonna offer her. Whatever she play bad, I'm still gonna offer her because she does the other stuff. And no coach would say I won't say no to a kid to give me a great day of practice, because we know one thing about practice is make you get ready for the games. So my practice gonna be hard, and she's gonna make my practice better. I probably want her on my roster. She probably never start, but she understands her role. So that's why that character thing is major. People are like, well, man, my daughter always in the newspaper. She get a lot of write up. So and so wrote about her. So and so wrote about her. Why nobody offer her? They were her character jacked up.
Right. 100%. Also, I want to touch on this. I know you said this is an event. I see Jamani in the background. Jamani, if you're in the background, I know I've seen your camera on, brother. So as soon as I see that camera come on, we'll add you in. But for you, brother, you said this is an invite only exclusive event. How does someone have an opportunity to get an invite? Just sending you film, how do they go about that?
Word of mouth. But most of the girls I find, I just go into a game to see somebody else. Like I went to a Sandy Creek game Saturday, and I saw 3 girls from Whitewater that I want to invite to the showcase. I was going to support one of my students that came to our showcase, Kennedy Muff. Other night, her and Alana played for Harris County, came to our showcase. I went to support, and I saw the girls from Griffin. So usually it's usually look like that. I was at a noon game and saw some girls from Lovejoy that I want to invite to the showcase. So that's kind of how it works, but also word of mouth. Like I get coaches will see me like, well, check out my kids. And usually when I talk to a coach, they tell me about 5, 6, or 7 kids. And one of the questions I always ask coaches, like I talked to the Troup County head coach, Coach Thornton, interested in some of our kids. I was like, well, tell me about their character. Like that was the question. It wasn't about like how many points they scored. Like, don't tell me about their character. I'm talking to a coach from Lafayette, Alabama, same thing. Coach Williams, tell me about the character. I'm talking to Coach Jay from Villa Rica, tell me about their character, because I want to invite 3 of your students. So that part is major for me. And for the ones that I do see, like locally, I already know what the character look like because I'm around them enough. So once again, I always go with that part first. A lot of people want to talk about how many points and all that stuff. Like our biggest thing is character. Because once again, we're gonna invite these coaches to come down from Texas. I talked to a coach today from Mississippi, and they're coming way to Georgia. Like I want them to come back. and come back. So if our numbers, our first year, we had 3 college coaches. And between our March and August showcase, we had a total of 32 college coaches. We want them 32 college coaches to come back. So we want to make sure they have something. So that character thing is real.
100%. I do want one more question. I'm gonna throw it to Naj. I'm gonna text your money here in a second.
It's your show. You can ask me any question you want to.
I appreciate that, brother. I want to ask. It sounds like I'm just asking the question from the viewer perspective. I already know how it busts down. I mean, how it goes. Excuse me. It sounds like it's a southeastern type of focus. Like you said, Harris County. Talk about Fayette. When you said Star Whitewater, you talked about here locally, but for the kids that's either in Warner Robins, for the kids that's on the north side, Sandy Springs, that have high character, how should in Dalton, Forsyth, things like that, Calhoun, how should they try to reach out if they want to be a part of this event?
Usually I find a lot of girls on Twitter. I invited 3 students this week, one from Kentucky, one from Tennessee, one from Alabama. I saw that he wasn't being recruited. I saw film and I invited one of them from Tennessee actually going to sign up for the showcase. Last year we had 2 kids from Alabama that came to the showcase. We had one student athlete, Justice Cole, came from Thomasville, Georgia. She killed it in the middle school, the 8th, 9th grade game. And this kid now had like 5 Division I offers. And I learned about her because I was in South Georgia looking at football players. So the key thing is like we want anyone that can play, even though it's named the Georgia Elite Showcase. You're not entitled to Georgia kids or local kids. We had 7 kids last year from DeKalb County in our showcase. 5 kids from DeKalb County this year signed up for the showcase. I was at Tri-Cities about 2 weeks ago and watched Tri-Cities versus Lakeside game, and there's about 3 girls from Tri-Cities that I want and 2 girls from Lakeside I want. So like it's just word of mouth. I hear usually like parents say, well, I got a couple girls on my daughter travel team that's interested. Like, so we just take a look at it. So that's kind of what it looked like.
Great answer, brother. Go ahead, bring in brother Jamani, man. One of the hottest names on the sport. We done see him everywhere on social media, man. So hit that unmute button as you introduce yourself, my friend.
He's not one of the hottest. He is the hottest name.
He is the hottest. That's facts. That's facts. Much respect on his name.
Man, thank y'all for having me on. My name is Jamani Broner. I've been working with Derek for over a few years now. One of my biggest mentors brought me in and really took me under his wings. And man, he's been a big and basically a vital help to me in what I have become when it comes to social media or anything that we do online. So I just want to thank him for what he's done for me while we on this platform as well.
Appreciate that.
Top dog of the Mud Boys, for those who don't know. 100%. Go ahead, Naj. I don't want to leave you out, brother. I know I'll be chopping up with the idea. I know these guys like the back of my hand, kind of.
I know Jamani, you kind of talked about relationship, and obviously Derek kind of being, obviously a mentor to you, man. How did you think that just made you better in your career and along your path and your journey, just being mentored by him and continue to have that elevated success?
I'm very big on mentors in general. I think having somebody with knowledge that you maybe want to have in the future, you have to be around people that already have that knowledge in that field, and it kind of helps you be the man or woman or whatever it is that you want to be. And I just want to advocate now, if you don't have a mentor and you want to be in a certain field, make sure you go find somebody that has knowledge in that field that can push you to be better and also gain more knowledge in what you want to be. I'm telling you, once you find your mentor, you'll take off a whole lot faster than trying to do a whole lot of things on your own. With direction, man, that path is a whole lot clearer.
For sure. What are some, I know y'all know each other well, but what are some things that you do that you're responsible for in today's current age?
So right now, I'm a personal trainer. I do performance training with kids, which it could be basketball, baseball, man. I work with kids of all sports, and that's what I'm doing right now personally. And with him, he does a lot on my recruitment side, which is taking me to another level. And now people know me for 5-star kids that have Division I offers. And man, that's been very vital to my success.
Look at that food. I wanted to ask you real quick, Mr. Teagle. Obviously talk about how to get signed up, how to get noticed, what this event's about, which is character and ability. You already talked about a success story, but want to ask just, when is this event? Will it be live stream? Like, how can people tune in and really help support, become a sponsor? How can they support everything you're trying to do for this community?
As far as support, they can reach out to me personally for sponsorships. We can send an email or via text, sponsorship levels. We do have one person that's is going to become a vendor for us that's going to be part of it. But my number is 678-953-2092. My email is DTE, the number four, life, LIFE, at gmail.com. So that's how they can reach out to me. What was the other question you asked me? Nah, I'm getting old. I forgot what you asked me. What else you asked me?
Yeah, I was asking, how can people watch the event? You know what I'm saying? One, and then
Oh,
two, I was asking, when will it be, basically?
all right. So our Georgia Elite Showcase, March the 28th. The location is Newnan High School. We officially starts at 8 o'clock. We probably get done. I'm estimating by like 3, 4 o'clock. The live stream will be provided by you guys. Like you guys are doing something major this year, where we decided to take it to another level, where we actually have commentary. I'm looking forward to that. Like hopefully I can get on the mic at some point and put my 2 cents in. But I'm looking forward to the live commentary with a live stream link. That link will be sent to every college coach that's in our database. Like I always share this, that we're blessed to have over 1,400 college coaches in our database. So that link will be sent to everyone to give our kids, our young ladies, the opportunity to be seen. Right now, we have 27 college coaches that have committed to the showcase. I always take that with a grain of salt. I'm not saying it in a bad way. That it's 27. I always think 50 to 75% of them will be there. So right now, we're probably going to have 12 to 15 colleges being there, with us getting another month to get more colleges there. So I expect us to be in the 20s, maybe 30s amounts of college coaches there, and with a lot of other college coaches watching the live stream link that you guys can provide for us, especially with the commentary. I'm really looking forward to that for sure.
For sure. What's the next? You just talked about the evolution piece of this event. What's the next piece that you want to continue to add? Obviously, I know you want to do this one big, and you are. But what's the next piece of what you accomplish? Is there more girls getting in? Right. You talked about the live stream component you're doing this year. Is it doing another showcase in the summer, a fall showcase? Like, what's kind of your thought process and your plan on how to continue to elevate and obviously evolve this event?
So we read the room, and then decided to do our showcase. Our showcase used to be in March, boys and girls. We read the room and like, man, these young ladies are killing it, and the coaches want it. So we went to strictly only female showcase for March and August. One of the things that happened after the August showcase, I got asked by a lot of high schools to host a showcase. That's why we're doing one in Huntsville, Alabama, March the 21st. But also that's why I've been asked to come to Commerce, Georgia, to look at their facilities and do a showcase in Commerce, Georgia, as well as Lafayette, Alabama. The key is, man, to keep pushing it. I've been asked by a school in Auburn, Alabama, to bring the showcase. So we're not turning our nose down to anything, because once again, we want to be able to make it reach everywhere. So where it's Commerce, where it's Auburn, where it's Lafayette, Alabama, where it's Huntsville, Alabama, or where it's just Newnan, Georgia. Like our goal is to give our kids exposure. So I think in the future that one showcase we do in March, when that turned to two, will lead to more. One of the things that we give our students a chance in the March and August showcase, the seniors, is a senior only workout where college coaches will come work out kids the day before the showcase. And that's something we offer to our seniors for free. We don't charge them. It's a way that, in last year we did one in August, that one night there was 37 scholarships given out one night to our seniors. And one night we did a senior only workout. We had like 4 colleges there, and 37 offers were given out that one night. So it's something that we're proud of. It's something that we're looking forward to continue to do. One coach told me that he wanted to lead the senior workout like 3 months ago. He said, I got to lead that workout. He was just thankful for that, because this coach had coached on every level, Division I, Division II, Division III. So if somebody leads a senior workout, like that's the one you want to lead, because he's seen all levels of it all. So that's the next level thing of it, is that, like, why not do a senior only workout? We might get to the point where you might do a junior only workout as well, just for those kids to get on the recruiting radar. So definitely open to any ideas. But the way that we expanded from one March showcase to August to now senior workouts for free for our seniors, before the showcase is something we added last year.
And then you talked about the predominance of the female being in the event. My next question to you: will we see a boys one come back around?
I believe so. You asked me that question 13 months ago. Like, no, man, I got bombarded by young males asking us to do a showcase again, including two today, one from South Georgia, one from, got a request from a kid from Harrison County, from Sleeper Media that wants to do a showcase. So in the past month, I only got, I think it's 37 now, student athletes on the male side that were asking the question why we're not doing a boys showcase. So once again, just to read the room, I believe next year in March, we do the March showcase, we're going to be maybe a 2-day event. It could be boys one day and girls one day.
Like that. Okay. My last one, if I throw it back to Bacon. I know obviously mentorship is big in what you do. And I know obviously giving back. You told us your story countless of times. Just mentoring Bacon, obviously mentoring Jamani. But what feeling does it evoke or give you when you can see successful stories, like theirs, and being able to take that next jump in their careers and what they want to do, like you said with Jamani, performance training some of the best creme de la creme athletes. Bacon is doing what he loves and what he wants to do with documentaries and giving behind the scenes looks on programs. How does that? What does that feeling kind of evoke for you when you see people can achieve what they want to? And you was a big reason behind it.
It's a small wins. Like today, Arvin called me and I was finna start like a session with some smaller kids. He was a kid in Kingston, and Kingston a week ago wouldn't speak. Like he wouldn't speak. Kingston today we were doing drills and he hollered out, "Pass me the ball," or ball," like louder than anybody in the gym. But what got me at the end of our session, we always get in a circle, and Kingston said these words: "I want to pray for everybody."
Mhm.
That's a win. Like that's not how many points you scored. Like they just like they has made my day. That Kingston said like I want to pray, and he did pray. Like that's the part that like they just make you feel really really good. That a kid a week ago, his mom said I'm not sure he even want to talk, telling us today that he want to pray a week later. So those stories make you feel good, make you wake up in the morning and feel like, man, let's keep this thing going, because this grind is real. Every week I'm at multiple games, and it starts from 7, 8 year olds to collegiate games. But it keeps the drive going when you hear a Kingston story. Yes, I love an Arbonne story. Like I think the world of Bacon Network. I think the world of Sleeper Media. I think the world of Bless with Jamani. But man, when you get those little stories like that, like man, they make you like, man, yes, yes. And also, I know that's not football related. A big props out to Jazz Fernandez. They got the job at Northgate. Like he's one of my E for Life guys from 2008. Got the job at Northgate. So proud of that young man because he's gonna do some really good things at Northgate. Hopefully not against Noonan, but some really good things at Northgate.
So
Yeah, way to slip that in there, man. In the context for you now, this Jamani is Jaden Terry's trainer. You know what I mean? If you didn't know, now you know, brother. So that's
I
it.
did not know that.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. So it's a wide web down here on the south side of New York.
Let me ask this. I don't want to intrude, but I want to ask it. Tech fans is gonna ask this. Talking about Jaden Taylor's going to Tech, right, Bacon?
Yes, sir.
What makes him different in your eyes, Jamani, compared to maybe the other ones? Like a lot of fans have been asking about this kid and highly rated. I know we're a basketball podcast, but I know Tech fans will kill me if I don't ask you, especially me covering Tech. What makes him different, you think?
Silent grind. A kid that doesn't have to talk about his work. He gonna put work in every single day. He gonna do what asked of him. And with his length, man, his length is totally different than anybody else in the country. Along with how he moves, I can tell you now, you probably never seen a 6'3" kid that moves the way he moves. So I speak on my cousin. My cousin is Brandon Bronner. He played for the Seahawks. He was basically the tallest cornerback in the league at his time when he played for the Seahawks. I see Jaden being one of those type of backs, safeties or corners, playing that position, man, aggressive and can move at 6'3".
Yeah, and can I come back on that? Not real fast. I went to a Manchester game his junior year, and I texted your money at halftime. I said, man, who is this kid playing corner? I said he might be the best player in the field, and not knocking that game. He was on the field versus a 5-star from Bowden, and I said that kid is the best player in the field.
Yeah.
So totally honest, and I texted Jamani and said, man, who's this kid? I was trying to get him on Team Empowered, but I told Jamani, I don't think we can get him. This kid is really legit. So, so from someone that saw him as a junior that was not being ranked and didn't have any offers, I literally texted money at halftime. It's like, man, who this kid is? Because this kid is probably the best player in the football field.
Wow, that's deep. Wow, appreciate y'all sharing that.
No problem.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I know it's a basketball podcast, but you know what I'm saying? I allow a little football on the basketball podcast when it serves a purpose. You know?
Yeah, it's your show, man. Do what you want to do.
I want to ask both of y'all, man. Y'all have an eye for talent. You know what I mean? To me, second to none. But how do y'all develop that eye for talent? Is it just time of just watching athletes, talking to people? How do y'all do it?
You can go first, Jemani.
Okay, I not only have an eye for talent, I help develop kids. And the main thing about, or when I evaluate a kid, it's about work ethic and how bad do they want it. A lot of times, I'm from the country, man. That's where we get mud boys from. So we have, I feel like we have a different ground. We have to prove ourselves every single day. And with me doing recruitment, I've learned that, man, in smaller cities and towns, you have to be the real deal for people to come down and travel for 1 or 2 kids at a school. Like you need 2 dogs, and you're gonna have to really be 2 dogs at a school for people to travel. I feel like, man, with the country, we don't get recruited like the city does. So my talent, my eye for talent comes from grit, grind, and hustle. If I see that in a kid, development is easy. You got that, man. We can work on the rest.
Well said.
All right. On my end, it's a full perspective. Like my goal is to go to a kid game and get there before they get on the court because I want to see everything. So my eye for talent is once again go back to the whole character thing. Like I want to see it all. Like I really want to see how you interact in warm ups. I want to see how you talk to your coach. I want to see how you talk to the referees. Like I want to see all of that because to me that it goes levels. Like you can be a 4-star talent, but your mindset's ideal. You might not be recruitable. Like so, when it comes to talent, I want to see it all. So, and one thing that you hardly ever see me sitting by, unless it's like a senior night, is parents. Like I don't want to be around no parents because I really want to see and hear everything. So usually I go to a game or sit by myself. I'm like an introvert because I really want to see it. I really want to hear it. But also, like I said, my key thing is if I'm going to a game, I want to get there before the game gets started because I want to see it all. Like yes, a lot of people can run and jump, but man, I really, really, really want to see the other part.
100% well said. I like that just getting there earlier to see the whole thing. I think that's a great player analysis point to get there to see everything, especially when you're into, like you said, bring him in front of a lot of college coaches that's got a lot on the line. You ready to say something, Jemani? I ain't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, man, I got a quick story on that where he talked about being there early. When we host our camp, man, we usually do the same thing on camps, and it was a kid at our camp. He came in, no jersey. He the only kid out there with tank top on. And Derek told me before the camp, he was like, he not finna do good. I can kind of tell where he about to go already. And man, the kid left the camp before halftime just off of character and attitude.
Right.
True
It
story.
matters. It matters. Like I've shared this week, I was seeing kids at like 7, 8-year-old, 9, 10-year-old games, warm ups, and they don't have their jersey fully on. It's just hanging around their neck. Like who want that? Somebody have allowed them to fail. They just have. If you're a 5-star, you can do that. But I always tell parents this: there's only 32 5-stars every year, and your son's not gonna be one. So why allow a kid to wear a shirt just hanging around their neck? That means that it's all about you. So that's why, once again, getting there early, but also correcting that early. I never go to a game and don't write notes. I was at Harris County Griffin game that night. I wrote notes on the Griffin kids that I invited to the showcase. Why? Because I want to let them know, like, I really watched your game. I really saw what you did well. I saw it's one of the kids. Here's one of the kids I invited, last name Hancock. I took a lot of notes on her because I saw a lot of things that she brings to the table that a college coach would want. I didn't have to take notes on her, but I knew that she was one I was invited to the showcase. So I saw the warm ups. I saw what she did at halftime. I saw she walked with her teammates. I saw what she did when she made shots. I saw what she did when she got beat off the break. I saw it all. One thing I noticed, the character was still the same. That's why she got the invite. They lost by maybe 15, 20 points that night. It was not about losses and wins. It was about character and ability.
What is it? When players, well, first of all, it's all started as an idea, right? You had the idea, then it translated to. It was talking about the girl showcases, translated to young ladies getting the opportunity to come in front of college coaches, which then changed their life, where they getting compensated to play or not. But just when you see that all come full circle and young women change their lives, they get feel. What does that do for the both of y'all? Because I know y'all co-collab on this event.
All right, you can go ahead, Jamon.
What it does for me is it bring clarity to the mission and our goal when it comes to pouring back into the community and to the kids and just pushing people to be the best that they can be. And when parents come to us and kids come, they come to us, and a lot of them have lost hope. They don't think that their dreams and goals are reachable.
Mhm.
So being able to see them succeed is just a blessing, man. And it makes you understand and know your purpose, especially because everything we doing, man, we doing it for God. And that's who backing us in every mission and every goal and every count, everything that we doing, man. That's what we put our faith in. So just give us clarity on our mission and our purpose.
Amen.
I ain't got to say nothing behind that. He nailed it. That's why he a pastor. Y'all, a lot of people know that Jamon is a pastor too, though. Like literally.
But you a pastor?
Yeah, he a minister, man.
Where's William, man?
Yeah, you didn't know
I,
that?
I do a little something,
Look.
I do a little something.
Nah, I'm gonna have to come here, a sermon or something one day, a Bible study.
You ain't got to wait till Sunday. He give you one right now.
Only if you want to, brother.
Uh,
But let's see. So let's talk about the expansion period. So you already talked about how did that come about? I know you said people reached out, but when you first were approached from the schools in Alabama, man, just kind of what initially went through your thought process?
About the March the 21st one.
Yes, but just the initial engagement, like, hey man, what are you doing? Whether it's Huntsville, whether it's Lafayette, Auburn, when you were first initially the first one, so whichever city reached out to you first, were you leery about it? Were like, yeah, this is perfect. Just what were your initial thoughts about the expansion?
It just had to make sense because we were coming from Georgia to Alabama, so could we get the kids from Alabama? Can we get the college coaches to come to Alabama? But also, I don't want to go to somewhere that's too big and something that's too small. And what I mean by that, I want the one gym thing. I don't need 16 courts. We need one because the exposure. The reason why we call it a real exposure showcase is that we want everybody to see everything. The parents, the players, the coaches, the boyfriend, the girlfriend, whatever is involved, we want them to see everything. So if somebody said, "Well, I got 5 courts, coach, come to ours, do this and your." No, we don't want that. We just need one court. We need a place that college coaches can come and chill at, but also need a place where college coaches can sit and watch the kids at. And the reason why with our showcase we want to feed the college coaches the whole time while they're there, because we don't want them to leave. We want them at the 8th grade game. We want them at the 12th grade game. We don't want them to leave. So to answer the question is that uh, I wasn't leery. I just want to make sure it makes sense. And Coach from in Huntsville, Alabama, Coach Wright made it make sense. The coach from Commerce, Georgia, Coach Palmer, they asked me about bringing it into Commerce. It's making a whole lot of sense. So actually, um, I'm probably going to invite a lot of the girls to our showcase because they have a very talented team up there. But the same thing with Coach from Lafayette, Alabama. She have a couple of seniors that really good, but also you have a lot of 8th and 9th graders that really good. So it makes sense to bring a showcase down into the area. I love that area, Lafayette, Alabama, Lynette, Alabama is not far from us. They're right on the interstate, so it makes sense. We want to have a place that makes sense. Excuse me.
100%. Throw it back to you, Naj.
Let me think. So obviously talk about the showcase, the growth. Obviously, what's next, man? Just real quick, what's going on with Noonan, man? What's the latest with the Cougars, man, on both levels?
It's a long sip. Sorry.
Oh yeah, man, I've been out coughing, man. Our 9th grade team, because you got to start out from there. Our 9th grade team finished the year 10-7. Our JV team finished the year in 11-game win streak. That's the future. What's next is the fact that our varsity team got a big game tomorrow night versus Langston Hughes. If we win, it'll be a 3-way tie. And I heard a coin toss. I heard points. So now I fully decided but it's a chance that we could be number one seed and get a bye and have an automatic bid to the state playoffs. And it doesn't happen, we're number 2 or number 3 seed, and we host the first playoff game at home versus Lovejoy, Banneker, or McIntosh. That would look like. Following that, our goal is for our high school teams and our middle school teams start doing some team bonding because this things don't stop once the ball dropped this year, this basketball season. Is continue the team bonding. We have one senior, Landon Thomas, that got multiple offers that will be signing very soon. I don't want to share where he's signing it, but he's going to be signing a full scholarship very, very soon. So trying to make sure that Landon's good, but also getting exposure to the kids that want the exposure with our junior class, Jackson, Eric Cole, which I think is maybe playing the best basketball, arguably, that anybody in the state of Georgia right now, and Jalen Brown. Jalen Brown went on a recruiting visit to the University of North Georgia last week. We have a lot of coaches reaching out to us about him. So getting those kids that exposure as well. But also making sure we recognize our sophomore and freshman class is very talented as well. I think we got a freshman at the high school, Austin Parks, that I think will end up being a high major recruit. He's getting some minutes now on the varsity team, averaging about 5 rebounds a game, and he only getting like 6-7 minutes a game as a freshman. So it's just something that in the future that we're going to put out there on that pedestal as someone that should be looked by colleges. But the overall program is in good shape. This year we had more people attending our games than anyone has attended in the last 10 years. We winning, of course, having a really good year. We're 22-2. We're in a region that got, I think, 4 teams that made the top 15 in the state. I think Newnan, Dutchtown, and Langston are our top 10 teams, and I think Morrow is a borderline top 15 team. So to be 22-2 right now, it's a really good spot with Langston coming up tomorrow night for their senior night. So looking forward to going to Langston for their senior night tomorrow.
Yes, sir. All right, let me ask you this, man. I know got a special piece you and Bacon are working on. I know he's doing like this documentary series. He's basically showcasing every single game. For the most part, and showcasing the kid's story, behind the scenes look. Can you just talk a little bit about that and just how that came to be and that great documentary piece that he's just, like I said, for exposure, showcasing the kids naturally who they are and all the great work he's doing with that.
Well, I think the first thing you said is the most important thing, exposure. Not just for the kids, exposure for Bacon. I think Bacon do an amazing job. So just give him an opportunity to showcase his gifts. I'm involved none of it. Actually, out of the first time or just setting up the first one, I'm not involved in any of it because I believe that Bacon knows exactly what to do with that thing. It's been really, really good. The kids love it. I love the views of it. So it's working out, but once again, the exposure is not really all about the kids. It's about someone with a special gift. And Bacon has a special gift, so we want that special gift to be out there to the world. It's been great that our season went really, really well, so there may be more eyes. But the first part of exposure is really about Bacon because I really believe in what he do and what he represents. Our team is getting exposure, no lie. We've had more college coaches come to our game this year than any other year. I think for 7 straight games, we had at least one college coach at a game. At one game, we had 9 college coaches. Like it's what it's about. It's about exposure. In the world that we live in now, exposure is everything. You want them to look good, you want them to feel good, you want them to eat good, you want them to play good. And right this year, they'll look good, they'll feel good, they'll play good, and they'll eat very good. So we don't want to stop that part. So we want it to continue. Like I said before, our goal is not once our season is done this year to stop. Like we're gonna keep moving. Like it's not a time to mentor. Like we got to invest in our 8th grade programs, our 7th grade program, and on my end, invest in the rec leagues and middle schools because that's our future. So to answer the question, the exposure has been amazing this year. Great exposure. Bacon doing an amazing job, but not surprising because I believe in what you guys do is amazing. So the exposure at first was about Bacon, but we're thankful that he be able to show us some stuff about our kids. Like I love the interviews that he's done. He's doing an amazing job, but it's not surprising at all.
Last one, if I throw back to Bacon, obviously we've been talking about this showcase. Can you tell us kind of where it started? Not the idea per se. I know obviously you've talked about that, but maybe the number of kids. I feel like you're at 60. I feel like you can get this thing as big as you want, Ms. Teagle. So what is kind of where did you kind of start?
So honestly, I like numbers like that because I really want it to matter. If we had 100 or 200, we probably need 3 or 4 gyms. It's easy to manage one. So that's the realness of it. But also, I want to make sure we get the right number that makes sense for the college coaches as well. And we had 200 kids, then they got to go to 4 different courts. I want it to be comfortable for them as well. So, is it possible we might can go maybe to 80, maybe? But I don't. I know we can get it to maybe 100, 200, 300. We probably could, but do we really want that? And the other part is just being calling a spade a spade. Do I want to deal with 200, 300 kids on one Saturday? Probably not. And that's being honest on that end. It's easier to manage, easier to be able to meet the parents, get to know the parents, know the students. Like it just makes sense. So the goal really not to get to that 200 or 300 mark. If somebody else doing that, more power to them. At my stage of life, 60s to 80s is a really good number.
Let me ask you this: is it scalable to have like if Commerce, Lynette, Commerce, Auburn, and Huntsville? Is it scalable to have 60 operating at? I know that's a lot more college coaches that got to come out. I'm just thinking about the scale thing. That was just a raw idea. Is it scalable to have multiple events going on at different schools and to have different college coaches from that area, right? So you got Auburn or whatever colleges in that area to, all right, go here. So we don't have to travel far. It's just an idea. Could be.
Well, so in my world, in this stage of life, that I don't overdo it.
Yeah,
I feel like there's times when I overdo it. I was asked this past weekend, like, why are we not looking to being a sports agent? Like, it's like, well, there's a whole lot of money into that. But man, I want to live a life too. So in my world, like, I don't want to just go crazy with it because,
yeah.
man, like I'm blessed, man, like for real. So why would we go crazy and just be everywhere every weekend? Like, no, like it's a time and a point. Now Jamani is way much younger than I am. If Jamani, like me, my son Tyrese, Darius, like they want to get into doing stuff like that, man, I'm all for that. They're way much younger. Like Jamani, like 30 years younger than me. So they want to do that, like they can do that. But at my age, like man, like we gotta be smart with our moves. Because I wake up some mornings and I don't know why I'm hurting. So I don't like waking up those mornings like that. So I guess you gotta be smart with it. But Jamani, like I said, Jamani like 20 years old. So if he want to do stuff like that, he can. But like not me.
100%, man. So I want to ask. I want to bring Jamani back in here, man. Just talk about this teamwork amongst the two of y'all and the rest of the team. Because nothing can be done. Naj and I know nothing can be done with one person. If you want to go fast, go along. If you want to go far, you got to go with a team. So just talk about the teamwork amongst y'all. You two and the team. That's not on the talk.
Man, that's one thing I truly believe in is teaming up with people. And I think when you add in different minds and different ideas that all can work together, you can be more successful. And I know I'm younger than Derek, like he said, but man, my mind is focused on just being quality. I love quality. And sometimes when you start making programs huge and big and just trying to get the numbers, you can dilute the quality. And I feel like that's how AAU is getting right now. And when we talked about the courts, a lot of times you go to these AAU games and you have teams on 5 to 10 courts, and coaches are only on one court. And after they're done with that one court, they leave and they're not going nowhere else. And parents are starting to catch on with these fabs. They're starting to see, like, man, my child was at a showcase and they said all these college coaches was going to be here, and they may have been there, but they weren't on our court. So now that's putting a bad taste in parents' mouths about AAU. So I think, man, teaming up, doing things the right way, having minds and like-minded people together, you can always give great quality.
If I want to say something behind that, especially on the part of like you got to make sense. If you let's say poll 20 parents that kids play travel basketball, the money they spend per summer is like crazy. And don't get me wrong, like I was an AAU coach, so I'm not knocking AAU at all. But man, to me, if you can find a really good showcase, not just saying ours, a really good showcase, and get some training in. And this is one thing I share with parents that I know will go against the grain. Like, man, there's junior year. Like, we decided to stop AAU and we decided to do private workout with college coaches. Like, well, how you do that? Just call them. Call them. Hey, man, like, man, can my son come up with a private workout with your players? Well, yeah, they got to sign the waiver. Okay, we signed the waiver. We slept in our own bed. We went to the college. Like one weekend, we did three colleges, and two of the three he got offers from. So to me, that just makes sense where we can get in the car and put $20, $30 in gas, go to a college and be home in our own beds, and going to Orlando, Florida, going to West Virginia, going to whatever, and we just playing ball for the whole weekend, and we staying in bad motel rooms and eating bad food. Like it just makes sense. But the world keep telling us like, no, you got to do that. You got to do that. So to me, like I got one coach locally that kind of like expressed this to me a couple of days ago. He said, I want all my girls in your showcase. He said, why would we get in a van and go to so and so when there's a chance nobody gonna be there? One day, a lot of AAU teams will see that. Like, why are we going here to this tournament where the chance of some of our kids being seen is slim when they can only be seen by college coaches to talk to college coaches? So hopefully one day, because I got some kids that was invited to the showcase to go into play in a tournament on the same day, and like, well, we're going to the tournament. Well, already the coach gonna be there. We don't know. So why are we going? Like, hopefully more AAU coaches would see that part. That I'm personally not against AAU at all. It's the fact of that you know that there's a spot that coaches are really gonna be there, and in our showcase, coaches are really gonna be there. I mean, why go somewhere else? That just makes no sense financially for a program as well as parents.
100%, gentlemen. A couple more. We'll let you rock, man. We appreciate y'all coming on. We look forward to having y'all on again. But I want to ask, what you brought up was key, man. I feel like system as a whole are kind of being broken up, transition to newer and better systems. And what you said about being able to call a coach up and go to a private workout. And there's gonna be some parents going to see this. I mean, watching me now, like, you know what, man, he making a good point, but going through my phone, and I may not have a college coach contact, my high school coach, he's not as tapped in as I would like him to be. So that sounds good, but how do they kind of go around the system and go A to Z?
Well, every school that I can think of, you can go to the school director, staff directory. It's just free public knowledge, and you can reach out. And with those schools, you continue to reach out. Maybe you have to send out, talk to the administrator assistant, the associate athletic director. Probably the athletic director might be busy. The associate athletic director might be chilling Tuesday through Thursday. Reach out and say, well, I have a student that's so interested in your school that, man, now I feel like he can play on the next level. Can I get a college coach number? If you ask those questions enough, you can get that number. And every coach not gonna say yes to you, but you don't need about 5 or 6 to say yes during the summer. Then you got and spend so much less money. You got what you want because you got your chance to be in front of college coaches without staying at bad. I always say to spend at motels you probably won't want to stay at, but also eating food you probably don't want to eat.
Right.
Like, who want to eat nachos and cheese every Saturday for 2 to 4 o'clock? Nobody don't every Saturday. Like, but that's what you're eating. Like, so it's just that point of like, does it really make sense? Like, I remember I asked a parent 2 years ago about her kid playing AAU. She said he spent like $14,000. Just to play for 3 months, $14,000. Like, but think about that. Like, it's not like stuff getting cheaper. So once again, I'm not knocking AAU because I think kids should play competitive games. But I mean, it got to make sense. And playing every weekend doesn't make sense if they're not bringing value to you, especially your junior and seniors. If you're a freshman, sophomore, maybe, but you're a junior and senior, it's really about business now. And one thing I want to share to anyone that's listening, if your school is not promoting the NCAA clearinghouse or not talking about that, but you got to figure that part out because the NCAA clearinghouse is a real thing that there's somebody to be talking to them about for sure. NCAA clearinghouse is a real thing. So just want to throw it out there that like have that conversation with someone at your school, a counselor or somebody at your school about like my kid playing the sport or they're even in the clearinghouse. What is the clearinghouse? Like those are some questions that probably should be asked as well. But I also want to share this one more nugget is that if your kid don't play the whole year and she don't have a highlight film, that's a red flag. How can he see you? And I know it's quite a few kids that don't played and you can't find film on them. Well, they can't get recruited. There's no film on them. So just throwing it out there as well.
I'm saying, we'll say any last things, Naj, before we let the guys rock and roll.
Man, appreciate y'all coming on, man. Learned a lot from y'all, always from you, Mr. Teal. Definitely from you, Jamani, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Love to collab with y'all, more in the future. Especially when it comes to the trend, Jamani. I mean, that's all me and Bacon do. We pump kids, bring them on, try to expose them as much as we can, man. So if you need help with just that component of getting film when they train, throwing it out there, saying for you, Mr. Digger, we got you.
Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all.
Most definitely. Thank y'all for coming on, man. Great message as always. And I appreciate the flowers, gentlemen. But we'll see y'all in a couple weeks.
Hey, one more thing, Jamani. I mean, not Jamani, Arvin. One more thing.
Yes, sir.
Hey, text me Naj's address. I'm gonna pick him up tomorrow. We're gonna go to Langston tomorrow. So you text it to me.
All right, brother. All right.
We don't do it publicly because you know that doesn't get out. But just text me his address, and Naj, I'll pick you up about 5:15 tomorrow.
Brother's funny, man. Always laugh.
Man. All right, gentlemen, we got to carry on with the show, man. But if you're free, you know, you're definitely more than welcome to stay tapped into the show.
I will for sure.
All right, gentlemen, y'all have a blessed one.
All right, you too, man.
All right, brother. You know, I know we got a little long-winded there. We may not hit all the topics, but we'll keep everybody engaged. We're still rocking and rollers with us on the Justice in News podcast on this Thursday, man. So let's go through our topics. So we'll keep it going. You know, sometimes to keep people engaged, you got to go through the drama. So unfortunately, man, much like the football season, basketball season has followed suit, man. 12 players in South Georgia, in Cairo, Bainbridge High, have been suspended due to an altercation that happened on court. Pretty much, you got a little brawl, man. The players have been suspended, and the game will be held next week. No fans will be in attendance for the game. The show must go on. So, Brother Naj, I mean, just what's your thoughts about this? You know, teenagers just being teenagers, really.
Yeah, not a good sight to see. We've seen it also in the NBA too. Two recent fights. You know, obviously I think it was the Pistons and Hornets. I think it was, or Pistons and Knicks, something like that. Here recently. So we've been seeing it a lot, man. You know, just cooler heads prevail, man. It's not worth it to me, especially you could potentially lose, you know, a berth in the playoffs or have a player suspended. This ain't the time, especially when we in region tournament play now, and the playoffs is about to come right after that, the week after. So cooler heads prevail. Unfortunate situation. Seeing doesn't suspend it, and obviously that's not a great thing. And then now knows obviously in the building. So right. You hate to see it, but I mean, if you GHSA, you had to do what you had to do and drop the hammer down.
100%. Fortunately, unfortunately for those teams, nobody's gonna be making the playoffs. I almost didn't put it in the headline, but I said, you know what, this is an interesting headline that we don't get to hear about because it's not in the metro. So I mean, just throw that in there. But yeah, man, it is what it is. I also want to talk about Shane Goins, man. Shane Goins of Mount Perrin High School, man, has just surpassed. Well, not just surpassed tonight, but has passed 1,000-point mark for his career, and it's still a junior. Well, not junior, he's 2028, so it's still a sophomore. Yeah, man. So
yeah. Man. It's crazy, Bacon. I'm actually trying to find and get him on the show. Shout out to Coach Ferguson, man. He got me in contact with his dad. I'll probably follow up sometime this weekend. I know they had a game this Thursday, or actually tonight, so he couldn't come on. So I'm gonna follow back up, see if we get him next week. If not, we'll probably just try to film the show and obviously air it. But no, it's amazing, man. I mean, it's cool because Coach Ferguson always remember when we went to GBCA Live period, we got the poster. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, that was the kind of viral clip that made him go crazy. So the kid's humble, man, special. Him and obviously, his teammate, their studs, JT. So it's just been so cool to just follow their journey, man. And congrats to him. I mean, to be that young, same thing that AJ just did, AJ Williams. We don't talk about Shane Goins on that level, not us, but just in general in the state. I don't know why we don't, but he should be celebrated in the same capacity as well. And he's a very, very special player.
Yeah, I think it points back to what Coach Ferguson said when we had him on the show, man. It's so many players and not enough media attention, and that falls on so many shoulders. We talked into it in depth many times about the lack of coverage on just Georgia high school basketball, when it's slowly becoming the mecca of basketball right now. But big shout out to Shane Goins, big shout out to Coach Ferguson for leading these young men. So again, Coach, we're gonna try to come see you, man. Whether it's not during the season, during the summer, we got a lot of people we told that we're gonna come see you, and we're gonna do our best to remain true to our words. You know what I mean? We're not just journalists, but high moral, high character young men. So, you know what I mean? Stay tuned for that, ladies and gentlemen. Next on the list, man, we definitely want to shout out another guard who's been doing this thing, man, at the school that since Akai Fleming has left those hallways have not gotten a lot of love. But a guard, Nate Winters, 6'6" wing, scored 29 points on back-to-back nights. As you see McEachern, Paulding County making 10 threes while rebounding and defending at a high level. Keep an eye and ear out for Nate Winters. I think I've been hearing about him for some time now. But 2027 guard, 2027 wing, 6'6", 3-star. It'll be interesting to see if OTE snatches him up, or if another team comes calling, or will he stay at Osborne, man? Naj, just what's your thoughts about Nate Winters, 29 points back-to-back?
Yeah, man, he's finding his groove at the right time, trying to lead Osborne, obviously, continue to step up. I have heard that name before. He's been playing at obviously a high level, playing a tough region, but he's in the groove right now. When you look at his film, ability to break down opponents, right? ISO ball, get to his spot, raise up, confident. And it's against McEachern, right? We know they got Chase Lumpkin, several elite players. McEachern's one of the top teams, obviously, in 6A in their classification. But just no hesitation, can shoot the ball at a high percentage clip, get into his spots, moves the ball around. I mean, I think a really, really good player that's continuing to get better, man. And like you said, I think it'll be other schools calling. Not saying he should leave Osborne, but at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do in terms of exposure and continue to get yourself out there. We've seen it with Akai. Akai played at Osborne, ended up getting on the map, and then he ended up leaving, going obviously to OTE. Played sparingly, but now we see what he's doing on the collegiate level. You know what I'm saying, and playing at Georgia Tech, man. So he definitely has that. And I think him being 6'6" combo guard is only going to help in that.
Nah, facts. Yeah, definitely shout out to Mr. Winters, Nate Winters, and we can't forget about Amari Chardridge as well, who played at Osborne with Akai, who later decided to join Akai, playing at OTE with the Cold Heart. So they played on they played on the same team. So shout out to Osborne, that community, and those young men who have since moved on. But we'll transition to college basketball. Got a good one, Naj. Got a good one. Jay Williams. We know Jay Williams, the Duke legend, has called college basketball having a better product than the NBA right now.
It's crazy. I put that twice on the thing.
You put it twice?
I'll put it in the NBA section too.
Hey man, either way, bro. It is crazy because we've been having we had Coach oh my goodness, we had Griffin's head coach on. He talked about this. He talked about this. You know what I'm saying? How bad is the game's getting? And college has more structure. When we brought on Mr. Teagle, we brought on Jamon. They said the same thing about AAU. So it's all lining up. I feel like something's got to shift. But you know what I mean? Just what's your thoughts about that, man?
I mean, I think it's 100% right. I'm honestly I'm with him. I think it's a way better product right now. When you look at college basketball, hold on, let's see if we can. Let me pull up the little tweet, man. But yeah, I did a video on this. I'll be real with you. And if y'all on my channel, y'all seen that I did it and talked about it for 7 minutes. And I was basically breaking down how the NBA has changed, the difference in the college game, the thing, and why NBA players, G League or not, want to go back to college. And money does play a factor for sure, but it's also the fact that they can go get developed. College basketball has almost become like a training ground to a degree for the NBA, right? Because they're not looking to really develop you like that. Yes, you develop an NBA, but it's more like you got to be playing at a certain level to even see the court or step the court, or they're sending you to the G League. It's just why would I not spend 3-4 years, whatever, in college and polish my game so that when I go, I can be an instant contributor. But the game is more fun because you still have the mystique of rivalries. There's no rivalries in the NBA currently as constructed is. Are there some budding ones? Sure. But consistently night in, night out basis, no. And the players still care, right? And I know we're going to talk about this whole Darren Peterson situation, and I'll talk about that later on. But the players, they care. And you bringing in, this is one of the top freshman classes probably ever. You have at least 10 to 12 freshmen that can go in the first round. When's the last time you've been able to definitively say that? So you could turn on a Monday and see a Kansas versus Arizona and see Kansas upset Arizona, right? You could turn on and see Miami playing North Carolina. You can turn on an Iowa State playing up against a TCU. You can turn on Ohio State playing up against Michigan. You can turn on those games and still see the mystique, the rivalries, the crowds, all that stuff compared to the NBA game where they don't really care. And it shows that, like, as he said earlier, Coach Cooper, you can almost see it and smell it and feel it that they don't really care. Oh, I got my bag, I got my money. Oh, who cares? Which is why I said they need to shorten the league to me to 50 games. Then you're playing for more because there's less games, there's less wiggle room. You look at college basketball, they play close to 30 games before they go to the tournament, and then that's it. You're one and you're done. Also, in my soliloquy, I talked about how the NBA needs to go from 10 teams, which more than half makes it. And they've been talking about expansion. We'll talk about that later on the show. Go back to 8 teams. 8 teams each conference. If you're a 9 seed, you go in the play-in against the 8 seed. Y'all playing one game, winner takes it all. If not, 2-game series, whatever. However you want to do it. But it should be a play-in for the 8 seed. You have too many teams getting in where it devalues the season. You have to find a way, if you're the commissioner, Adam Silver, to value the season. I know he's tried and put different things in the in-season tournament. Nobody cares. Shorten the league, 62, 50 games, whatever you want to do, and make it to where, it's more intrigue. And the reason I say that, we're seeing too many catastrophic injuries. Bacon, I broke it down. Let's say you play all 82, even though that doesn't happen. If you go to the finals, Bacon, you're playing well over 100 games. 82, and let's say you play like 3 7-game series. That's 20 plus games. So you're playing over 100 games, not including the finals. You play the finals, you're playing damn near 210 games. So it's like, why would you want to go do that to yourself? You know what I'm saying? And this is why you see these injuries, right? You're seeing the Jason Tatum's, obviously, torn Achilles, Kyrie Irving, torn ACL. You know what I'm saying? All these injuries for these guys. Damian Lillard, torn Achilles. And you're seeing it because they're playing longer. And I get it. I know, as you said earlier, Bacon, the Magic Johnsons or Coach Cooper said the Magic Johnson, they didn't take no time off. I agree. But I think, like he said, the difference now is they're more specialized in playing one sport instead of multiple, which is why they're having more wear and tear on their bodies. So NBA is in a tough spot, but the college basketball product is different. And what's so crazy, Bacon, I think we talked about this before on the pod. If we didn't, it might have been with hashes. I don't know. What's crazy is I also brought this point up. I'm going to get your take on this before I end my soliloquy. It's crazy we're talking about the college basketball product, Bacon, being better than the NBA product, when just a few years ago, Bacon, we was talking about the women's college basketball being more entertaining than boys' college basketball. And it's crazy that now we're at this point where college basketball, we're not even talking about that anymore. We're saying college basketball is more entertaining than NBA. Crazy to think about that flip-flop from what we talked about a few years ago.
Nah, I think it's a good point. This topic's got a lot of layers to it. To me, it's gonna go, and I'm gonna go full screen this because this for the viewing experience. And I'll pop back in for you, Naj. To me, it starts off just we may have just the whole product. And I got your back, Mr. T. I think the NBA can have a better product than college because they're better athletes, right? However, NBA has a model where we're putting the most high noticeable brands on TV, a la NBA TV, things like that. So they gotta do better with that, and we gotta start looking at Adam Silver. When we had David Stern in, he was more of a dictator. Well, this is how things are gonna go, a la load management. You know what I mean? You gotta do a better job at that. You know what I mean? And that's why we see players not take the game as serious because I know coach is gonna give me time off, yada yada yada. You know what I mean? But it all starts off with this. We have to put better games on TV. That we should see more. Let's see what's a good one. Portland playing, you know what I mean? It's more competitive game. We see Portland's a pretty good team, brother. You know what I mean? They got, you know what I'm saying? That's a good brand of basketball that they're putting on, but that's neither here nor there.
Portland on TV?
Portland's a good basketball team, brother. Jermaine Grant, you know what I mean? Drew Holiday, that's a good team. I'm telling you, brother, that team's gonna be very good. Dame Lillard coming back next year. Putting you ahead of the game, brother.
Let me help you. You put Knicks and Pistons on TV. Boston, New York on TV.
But I'm saying you putting the Warriors on TV. It's a good brand, but they're not doing it right now. And I understand people want to see Steph Curry, but you have to, as an NBA, you have to understand the brands of teams that are on the rise and give them put them more on display. Because what you're doing right now is not good. You don't agree with that?
I said I'm not going to disagree with that. I think you're right. I think to your point, the NBA puts too much there with the old heads, and obviously putting their brands on and milking the hell out of them instead of, like you said, the teams that are on the rise, like putting more Pistons on, putting more, obviously, like to
Mhm.
your point, Portland on, or those type. I agree. I agree
Yeah,
with that.
Portland may not have been the best case. I think they're a good team. I've been talking about them for a while, but you get what I'm trying to say. I just putting team because I feel like I turn on TV. Like, oh man, we're seeing Denver play, Denver playing whoever else. I mean, I just seen this
Like
game 2 weeks ago. So
Lakers.
the Lakers, we
That's
want to see some diversity, man. We just want to see some diversity. Um, Adam Silver, I'm not Adam Silver. Adam Silver's got to, he's got to be better. He's got to be a better commissioner. It's got to be. It just the whole NBA product is not good. NBA TV got to pay for these exclusive subscription to see a certain game. With colleges, it's just fair game. You know what I mean? You get to see BYU play Kansas, get to see BYU play Baylor, you get to see Duke play. I mean, you don't say see Duke play UNC, but you're gonna get to see Duke play Georgia Tech, which was a competitive game. But you don't necessarily get to see those up and coming teams like the Knicks play the Bucks or the Knicks play whoever else. So they got to do better with that. I know TV's in an all-out war. Who's going to get what? You have to figure it out. You know what I mean? That's the biggest problem. But to say that the NBA is a lesser quality than the college of what
It
it
is.
could be, it is. But what it could be if done the right way is not true at all. Naj be using a lot of Naj is on his way, man. Naj is a Stephen A. caliber guy, man. He just convinced me to change my mind. Nah, he's making great points. He's making great points. It's a better product on TV for college, but it's because of number one, load management, is number two, because of the paywall that they're putting up on professional sports
Facts.
and the matchups that they're trying to push. You have to be, in order to be successful at putting anything out there. That's why we you know what I'm saying, we tip our cats to you, Mr. Tigo. You're tapped in with sports, but you're also tapped in with the culture, what's going on in sports, which is why I think potentially if Slam, I'm not gonna say complex, but if Slam or it's supposed to say Slam right now. Slam, if they wanted to, could probably have a bigger piece of sports media because they intertwine the two things. The next companies I feel like are going to dominate sports if they can get past the red line of big business is when you combine sports and culture and interweave it. And that's what NBA has mentioned. That's what college basketball is doing a great job of, because you combine content creators of Nick in the Cut or whoever else. Like you look at all these top athletes in college basketball. They all had, even NBA, even NFL, but it started in high school and college. They all got cameramen following them around, their own camera crew. They're doing their own documentaries, so the younger kids are tapped in, watching them on YouTube, which is why they probably are watching more highlights. They're watching more of these guys behind the scenes, day-to-day life, instead of watching the games. They're more intrigued with their lifestyle, which is why you intertwine the two, you all have more success. I know that was a long rant, but that's just my thoughts.
Nice soliloquy.
Hey man, yes sir, not soliloquy. That's, you know what I mean. All of that means long talk, or you know what I'm saying, rant, for lack of better words. You know, we don't just educate you about the sports. We educate you on your dictionary and your thesaurus. Yes sir. Well, next up, man, we got let's see, Caleb Wilson out indefinitely, man. So let me actually go ahead and find that since you're on Twitter, guys, man. That hurt my heart, man, because they just beat Duke in dramatic fashion at the buzzer. I was like, man, UNC is looking real interesting.
And it's crazy because he carried them in the first half of that game.
And
right?
Yeah.
He carried them in the first half, and it's like they didn't have no answers. And like I think Duke was up like 12 or 13. And then Caleb just was consistent, and then he was I don't care what nobody, he was going at Cameron Boozer. It almost reminded me when we went to a Peach Jam.
Yeah.
There was a team, but I was like, yo, Caleb is special. Like Caleb gets slept on in the recruiting and stuff, but like we seen it in the Peach Jam, like Caleb making blocks, he get on the other end. And that's when they played the Bonster. Remember they played against Stokes, like because they were the same team, and Caleb ain't never back down, even though he was a year younger. Technically at that point. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I was impressed. With that, and the injury, it just It sucks. It's a blow. For what they're doing. He has like 17, 20-point games this year, Bacon. And I think he set a freshman record with just double figures.
Yep.
So the kid's special, man. And he plays the game the right way. And what's crazy about the story, Bacon, is he fractured his hand and he didn't even know at the time. This is why I like Caleb. He fractured his hand. It came back negative, and then he went and still finished the second half of the game.
Wow.
Right. And like things like this make you excited. Like, and it's crazy because he's an Atlanta native, and I think he's the next great one. Like you talk about Ace, you talk about Stephon. I think he's the next great one. He said it's not over, right? And you go on his Instagram and all that stuff and what he said. So he not done. That means he plans to play this year. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that he was able to finish the game, I mean, credit to him. I've been impressed with him all year. You know what I'm saying? He's putting the city on his back. If you coach Stoudemire, you got to be sick letting him leave the city of Atlanta.
You can't keep him in, man.
Right there, you know what I'm saying? I know Bacon. I know it's going to be hard. I get it. I understand. But when you got talent like that brewing in your own city, that's hard to let go.
You let Hubert Davis get
right.
The North Carolina brand, I believe, would be a Hubert Davis. They got him to come in. You take Hubert Davis and well, I'm not gonna get in that, man. But yeah.
You're right. He did, and he's resurrected his career. Okay, because that boy was on the ropes. Caleb Wilson. They got a squad. They got Seth Trimble. They got Dixon. You know what I'm saying? They got Henry Vassar.
Yes, Vassar. God,
Vassar is nice. Hey, I seen up close in person. Them boys can play. I ain't disagreeing. But without Caleb, that team is as good. Like they can make some noise in the tournament. Like they could be playing for a natty.
Yes,
that's how special Caleb is with what they got. So it's a tough blow, but I love that he's being positively spirited about it. Plans to return, man. That's all you can ask for. You want him to get fully healthy. I just want to see him for the tourney. If we can't see him no more the rest of the season, 6 more games, ACC tournament. Let's just see him for the NCAA tournament. Because that is going to be off the chain. With all them hitters, we're going to talk about Darren Peterson here in a second, but with all the freshmen, hey, bro, any of them can go off in the tourney lifestyle. And that's going to be.
Before we get Darren Peterson, need to take notes, brother. Because Caleb Wilson is getting it done. He ain't no load management. It looked like a lot of college load management. I won't dive in too deeply. But Caleb Wilson, the dark-skinned version of Tyler Hansborough. Just keeping it in the buck. You know, man, we're like playing through an injury, coming back. I'm not his skill-wise, not even Caleb Wilson. Not every day of the week, 365 days a year.
Yeah,
minus the day that you're gonna get on leap year, but the kid's getting it done.
Nice. Okay, so that brings me to another point. This was on. I wanted to get your take on this. People been talking about it now. Credit to Bill Self because he didn't air out the dirty laundry Bacon, but this is gonna bring up the Darren Peterson. I want to get my take on this too. As we kind of transition, you're glad you brought it up. But basically, it said one 3 million freshmen worth more than 1 million players who are fully bought in for a full season. So it's been talked. Bill Self has came out via Field 68. His press conference was basically like, "Oh, he just had a bad string of injuries, bad luck, essentially, hamstring, flu." So on and so forth. It's not that he doesn't want to play, ankle, just that, you know what I'm saying, just a bad string of luck of injuries. And I credit the coach for saying what he needs to say. But I'm with the players. Like, we don't want to see, like, I do not want to see a baby 5 version of the NBA. I don't want to see load management in college basketball. I just don't. I do not want to see that. And I don't need Bro can play, right? And we're not going to act like Darren Peterson can't play. He can play. What we're saying is, though, you get paid all this money. Show up, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you have flu-like symptoms, I get it. The dogs are playing. To your point, Caleb is playing. Like, broken hand playing. Play. We want to see that. Credit to Melvin Council. We're going to talk about it here in a little bit. Credit to Floyd Badunga. They played. And they still pull off the upset without you. So it's just like, he's elite. But what it is, we don't want to see this. You know what I'm saying? You get paid too much damn money. Too much.
It's like parent thing. Gotta be a parent thing, man.
I don't understand. You're gonna be, regardless, if anything, you're gonna be a top 2 pick regardless. And you're still gonna make your paper. The one it's not that big of a difference. If you a lotto pick, this is some differentiation, some variation, but it's the same. Play. We got robbed the other night of a big Monday, 38-0 in Fogg Fieldhouse, compared to 23-0 in the season in Arizona. We got robbed. So for me, it's like, no, we don't want to see load management. We don't see a baby five version of the NBA. If we want to see that, we watch the NBA. We want to see that in college basketball, bro. We want to see the best of the best, be elite, go head to head, and see who comes out on top. So to this point, we need more Darren Peterson. My hot take is, as you said, I think it's load management. I do.
Gotta be.
To a degree. And I understand you're prepping for, I get it. You're still getting paid $3 million or whatever it is. You're getting your paper. Part I don't like Bacon, you cashing that damn check. What do you think the league is? You can just cash checks and not produce? Like, that part baffles me. It's like you going to a job, sit there, don't do nothing, but I still got to get my pay. No, it's not how it works. You're getting paid and you're healthy, play. I get it. You hurt, sit out, cool. But flu like, come on, bro. You know how many players played through that? I seen last night Quincy Reeves look sick as a dog. They lost. Not his fault. He dropped 18 on 7 of 12 shooting. With like 4 threes. Dude sick as a dog, Bacon. Still tried to show up for his team and help. That's all I'm saying, bro.
He's gonna be a giant. I hope somebody drafts him or gives him an opportunity. Quincy Reeves is gonna be a force in the NBA where he plays the game of basketball.
Guys, I don't understand, but I'll let you say your piece. I just don't understand it. I don't.
Nah, man, I agree, man. It's like I said, man, this seems parent led, and you have to do something in the bylaws with when you have a situation like this. You have to go to the bylaws. You have to restructure that college NBA moving forward, because it's either that or customers, fans, they're gonna stop patronizing the game. And once you have that, then I tell you, you're gonna wait that long. Like, we can't have this. We're losing 20%. You know what I mean? Every year, it shouldn't take that, man. Like the same thing in college football. Like, you can't keep letting this tampering go on. These coaches they leaving. It's just not good. I know it's good for ratings at times, but it's not good in the long term, man. So you got to clean this up. Got to clean up your product. For Darren Peterson, I know it's probably parent led, but you got to have some. You have to have some that fire, that competitiveness in you. I'm questioning your dog right now, brother. And I know there's been a lot of reports on you, but you're not gonna get college back. You know what I mean? Playing like this, you're gonna lose chemistry with your teammates. They gotta be side-eyeing you, man. So obviously your goal is not to win a national championship. So at that point, why are you going to Kansas?
And they leaps and bound better this year than last year. Last year they sucked.
Right.
They're actually good.
Right.
Why, like you said, why go to Kansas?
I need to make a text. I need to make a text to really find out what's going on. If I can get the insight. Portland and Charlotte both have good. I'm trying to tell you, Naj, a good young team, but that don't bring viewers, so it's a no financially for the league. Charlotte's been on they were on a 9-game win streak. They just beat Atlanta twice. Portland, like you said, is a very good young team. I just think for the quality of basketball that we're seeing on TV, again, going back to the Warriors playing in some of the big games, that it's not good. When you have young teams like we saw with what was that team that got in that brawl? Detroit. You want to see, people want to see young teams that's got, got some, a lot more testosterone, some more testosterone than the older players, fight back up against the older teams, a la cause some little of physical altercation, which is why we love the 80s, not even on back 80s, 90s, and early 2000s basketball, because we saw a lot more, we saw a little more testosterone being thrown out there. We don't get to see the older teams come out there and get blown up by 10, 15, 20, what have you, and shaking hands and kissing each other on the cheek at the end of the game. And all right, we'll see you on the podcast, bro. So that's why I say I advocate for the younger up-and-coming teams who may not win, but they're going to give a better basketball product on the court. That's my only thing. What high school? Hey, man, Norcross, man. Norcross. Brothers elite now. Brothers elite. So, which is man, I will put you out your college accolades. I'll let you do that. But yeah, brother with Norcross, man.
Yeah, so if you're still watching, summa cum laude 4.0 in college. Georgia State.
What's the side effects, Naj?
Oh, let me find it. My bad. Hold on. I got accepted to USC too in Georgia. I just didn't go.
Southern Cal?
Hmm?
I knew that. I just had to put out different content for the viewers.
Ah,
Nah, he's definitely a savant, man. The brother definitely an intellectual, man, for sure. Man. So I'll let you transition, man. You got the keys right now, brother. You can transition.
all right, man. So we was talking about just real quick reaction to the game. It was on Monday, so I know it is a little bit later in the week, man. But just want to give a quick shout out to it was Melvin Council and then Floyd Badunga carried the scoring low. Bacon on Monday night. And that got shut out Bryson Tiller too, man. Another one we seen up close, Bacon Young. I remember that was when I think I first was like, getting to know you, meeting you and stuff. And we seen him at the Tip Off Classic. He was young at that point. I don't know if you remember that, Bacon.
Yeah, I remember that.
But he ended up playing really well.
Express.
With a boy Ra.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, Express. Yep. Yeah, he ended up dropping 18 and 8, but Badunga was a beast, man. 23 points, 10 boards. I think he had 4 or 5 blocks in the game too. Was real big down the stretch for them. Melvin Council didn't shoot it well, 6 for 25, but continued to put the tempo and the pace on them. But a great game, man. Braden Burries is a dude. Dude is outstanding. A true freshman as well. Him and Koa Pete, who was only limited to 6 points. So that speaks about the defensive effort by Floyd Badunga, as we talked about earlier, because he was matched up on him a lot. And then Montages Krivas had a double-double, 14 and 15, but just was impressed with Kansas' ability to withstand the runs, not have their best player, and find a way to come out on top and get this win over Arizona. It was a massive first loss of the season, and a big win for Kansas to continue to add and build to their resume.
Absolutely, man. Great win by Kansas. A team that is dangerous, but a team that can obviously win it all when they're at full strength.
100%. It will be a lot of fun to watch. All right, Bacon, let's see. I think you have a bracket.
Yeah. Per Fox.
All right, we'll take a look at that real quick and kind of wrap it up. All right, man. So this is Fox bracket forecast, man. This is how they see one of the regions playing out: Duke, Navy, Iowa, Auburn, Alabama, Troy, Texas Tech, Stephen F. Austin, Kansas, Hawaii, Arkansas, Santa Clara, San Diego State, Villanova, SMU, Illinois, Wright State. Then you have the other bracket: UConn, UMBC versus Bethune-Cookman, UCF, Texas A&M, North Carolina, UNC Wilmington, Vanderbilt, Belmont, Purdue, Austin, PA, Kentucky, Miami. I like Miami a lot. NC State, Wisconsin, Houston, East Tennessee State, Michigan, Merrimack or Morgan State, Utah, St. Mary's, Virginia, and Utah Valley, St. John's, Liberty, Florida, Winthrop, Louisville, UCLA, Tennessee, Indiana. That would be a really good first round matchup. Iowa State, UT Martin. And last but not least, they got Arizona, LIU, Miami of Ohio, USC, Gonzaga, North Dakota State, Clemson, Tulsa, Michigan State, Harvard, BYU, Texas, or Virginia Tech, St. Louis, Georgia, Nebraska, Portland State.
It's a good field. So I think it's going to be an entertaining field this year. But March Madness is always crazy. I think March Madness is going to be even crazier this year. To what Jay Williams said about this college basketball, it's going to be a lot of. This college sports period is a lot of parity, especially in college basketball. So I don't think anybody's going to have a perfect bracket this year. It's going to be tough.
I think it will be tough. Way more upsets, man. And as y'all know, we'll keep you guys informed with the college basketball world. You know what I'm saying? The latest there, man. But that is the latest going on in CBB.
100%. All right, let's transition to women's college basketball, man. We won't hold y'all too much longer, man. We're in the last 2 segments of the show. Had some really great interviews. So if you're just not tuning in, wait till the show's over, right? Like the video, whether you're on Bacon Network or Naj Wilkins YouTube, and go watch the front part of the show, man. We had some great interviews, man. So women's college basketball, I think I won't go too much dive deep into it. I want to give it this time, so we may talk about this segment next week as well. But Coach, UGA, they need more respect. 19-5 on the season. Top 25, we were 24 in the AP poll. Had some big recruits. I think Jocelyn Faison, if I'm not saying that correctly, from Langston Hughes, really touching the recruiting scene very well. Even touching the overseas market, bringing some players from France. So Coach Abe is getting the job done, and we really don't hear too much about it in the state of Georgia, about what that team is doing. Took Tennessee to overtime, only lost by 2. You know what I mean? So the Lady Bulldogs are definitely doing their thing and trending in the right direction. Olivia Edwards, the big old Tennessee commit, made the slam cover. You know what I mean? It's talked about her life in that article as well. Adopted by a coach. And you know what I'm saying? She's been doing her thing, man. So as we continue, let's see, Sean. Okay, yeah, let's do this. So we're gonna shine some light on some ladies in Georgia who are getting some top recognition, man. It's right under your nose. We'll touch 2027. We obviously know Kate Harpin and the crew. So we'll go 2027, talk about some girls who's doing that thing in GA. All right, let's see. I know we had something in 2027. All right, here we go. Creekside. I know we know about this. Sienna Dennis doing her thing. Top 40 per ESPN. As you scroll down a little lower, Monroe High School, Keandria Acree. I know we know Miss Acree out in Monroe. She's a big wing, doing her thing, putting the ball on the floor and getting to a bucket. We all know about Nakai Worthy. Her brother's doing crazy thing at EYBL Scholastic too. So from Holy Innocents, we all know what type of program that is in North Atlanta. And St. Francis, Aaliyah Courtney, she's doing her thing. Forward 6'2", below her, Finley Parker, forward wing. She's elite as well. We did a deep dive on that team last year during the Just as a News podcast. And Alexander, last but not least, Namaya Ibiduni, Alexander 6'2" forward. So we'll go through 2028 and we'll transition on to the NBA. Let's see. Oh, here we go. I'm sorry. I can't forget about Morgan Reckley, man. Morgan Reckley, top 7 right now. Sandy Creek High School. To me, maybe the most exciting player. Some people will argue with me and say no, but Morgan Reckley is a bucket. I hate that I haven't got to see her in person, but we'll try to do that this summer or in the spring. Not spring, but winter, spring. Morgan Reckley out of Sandy Creek High School, 5'7" point guard, but plays higher than taller than 5'7" rather. Those are the ladies that are getting the job done and getting national recognition in the Peach. Damn.
He's buffering bad.
I'm buffering real bad. How's it now? Everything smooth as hair grease on my end. Hopefully the viewing experience is good for the viewers out there. I'm gonna keep transitioning to the NBA. So let's see. How is it on your end? Am I still lagging?
You was. It looked like you better now. You was lagging real bad though. It was like choppy with your words, and then it just like kept going out. So I couldn't even really respond. And then you would come back.
That's tough. It's probably because I got too many tabs open. But we'll transition to the NBA, man. Let the people rock. NBA is set to vote. Load for me. All right. So NBA is potentially making an expansion, expanding in Seattle, potentially bringing back the Supersonics. Multiple cities: Pittsburgh, Kansas City, San Diego, Mexico City, Kentucky have been listed. Now you kind of touched on this at the beginning or at the beginning of the college basketball segment. So I'm gonna extend the floor to you, man, just about this news.
Yeah, I think this is big. They're going to the NBA Board of Trustees and governors. They're going to vote in the summer on this in terms of expansion. We've heard about this the last few years. LeBron basically wants to be an owner eventually. Vegas, I think, would be ideal for him of what he's talked about. Kind of cool and interesting to see Mexico City as a potential team. That'd be kind of crazy. Already got a foreign team that plays in Toronto and Canada, that plays in the NBA. So that would be pretty cool. We know it's a global game, so I think that's pretty interesting as well. Kansas City could do well. Pittsburgh, I'm not sure. San Diego obviously probably wants another pro team with everything that went on with the Chargers and obviously them leaving. They don't have too much out there, but the Padres, I think they might have even moved up too. But I think you're shooting are Vegas and Seattle. Seattle makes a lot of sense because not necessarily it's the biggest market, but their fans are so crazy, because there's really nothing up there, right? All they have is, the Seahawks, really, for real. I know they got the Mariners too, and things like that. But that would be a great thing. And we've even seen it, they've been wanting the team back. They've asked about it. They've talked about it. We know the team expanded and moved, obviously, to Oklahoma City. I think they would love to have another franchise. And I think you would see them show out and continue to show out as they did before. And remember, they drafted Kevin Durant. That's how long ago it was before, obviously, the team moved. I think you got to find some way to bring it back. I think that would be great for the culture. You talk about the interwovenness of the culture, Bacon, between sports and culture. If you want to, get a good start on that, that would be another great way to do it. If you're the NBA and you want to be interwoven in that, bring a team to Seattle would be pretty cool. Vegas feels like a cash cow. I mean, obviously, it does make sense. They do the NBA G League there. That just feels like a cash cow to me, like something that already got a pro team in the Raiders. Sure, obviously a basketball team will probably do well there. Bring more intrigue, obviously, to the city, to the state. Help out Nevada as far as money goes. Makes sense. I mean, I get it. And it probably would be a bigger market team, of course, because it's Vegas. So, yeah, I feel like those are your two, though. If I'm NBA, I've expanded those two, and then I kind of chop it down on teams that make the playoffs. But I'm for expansion, but it has to make sense. The product that you got right now cannot continue. You have to find a way to modify and make the product at least better. And you have to find a way to ingratiate yourself within the fans. Make the fan experience better. Make it better. It's cool to expand. I'm with it. I get it. I know a lot of stuff is greed-based with people, but make it make sense. But I do like the two expansion teams. I digress.
Facts. I do. I'll make a case for Kentucky. Being a once upon a time, long time Kentucky fan. That's a crazy fan base, man. Kind of like the Duke Crazies. I remember for the blue and white game, people would camp out. The community, not just the students, the community would camp out to see the Kentucky Wildcats. So I'll throw Kentucky in there as a dark horse. Do I think they'll go to Kentucky, Louisville, Lexington? Lexington. Probably not, but I do think that's why they're in the conversation. But great point by you, brother. But last topic of the night, man. Who is your NBA MVP frontrunner?
I'm gonna go Nikola Jokic. I like the way he's playing. 28.7 points per game, 12.3 rebounds, 10.7 assists. Playing for one of the better teams in the NBA. I know they're not the one seed, but the Nuggets have been at the top. Pretty much all year long. So I like him. My second pick, though, is Cade Cunningham. What he's doing with Detroit, they lead East. It'd be nice to see somebody new win it. He's been spectacular. I call him Baby Tatum. You know what I'm saying? But averaging 25.3, 9.6 assists, 1.5 steals. I think he's been great, thus far. And I think he definitely deserves more attention in what he's doing. And I think Detroit is a real deal. I think they can definitely get to a finals and be this year's Pacers. And I think they got the star to do it.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna go with the home guy, man. I'm gonna go with Jaylen Brown, man. I think he needs more respect. I don't think he gets enough of it. Top 3 in scoring, averaging damn near 30, 29.3 points per game. Being right now the best two-way player in the league. A lot of people didn't think that the former Eastern Conference Final MVP and the Finals MVP would be able to carry his team to top 3 in the East. They think it will be done with Jason Tatum going down last year, and he continues time and time again to prove people wrong. Now, some people don't like him because of his out of basketball stand. that's another reason why I'm checking the box off for Jaylen Brown. But I think Jaylen Brown deserves more damn respect. And we'll see. I don't even think he's going to get it this year. I think they're going to give it to Jokic or Cade Cunningham. And I think his off the court beliefs is going to be the reason why, which is why he didn't make the Olympic team last couple of years to blackball him. But to me, Jaylen Brown deserves the MVP.
Perspective.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is all that we have, man. Hope y'all enjoyed this 2.5-hour long show. I think it was entertaining, and we try to keep it as entertaining and informative as we could be. But thank y'all for tuning in. Again, I hope you like the background that Naj put together. That's very nice, brother. Kudos to you, man, for tapping into your creative bag, man. So thanks for everybody who's tuned in. We'll see y'all next week. Well, maybe not next week. I got something coming up, but potentially next week. And these shows are going to continue to get better and better. We're bringing on bigger and bigger guests, so you definitely don't want to miss. But again, man, thanks y'all for tuning in, and we will see y'all next time.